When I'm on share streams.
Nah, that's what got
You
him
know
messed
you the
up.
first lady.
That's what got me in trouble.
Oh, that's what
Sharing
happened.
somebody's stream,
Yeah, it
yeah.
won't hurt. It
Then I
won't hurt
got flagged.
stream.
It wasn't my stream. It was I simulcasted somebody and I got flagged for it.
So
What?
we can simulcast or somebody
No,
put
you
some on
you
their show.
can, but let's say you simulcast my show and something goes on my show that goes a little crazy, right?
Hmm.
And somebody can still report your channel because you have my content over there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen on. I don't. I'll watch what's going on over there with me.
I was like, oh, that was kind of spooky.
So, first lady, what you gonna do? How you gonna entertain us tonight?
I'm about to do a strip tease. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Nigga, please.
You wanna practice that dance? You wanna practice that dance?
Oh, this one.
I know I'm driving.
Yeah,
Hey,
look
nah,
now.
nah.
Yeah,
Go
he
ahead.
had me doing.
He
He had me
always
doing.
fall for it. Go ahead. He
He had
fall
me
for it
doing.
every time. Go ahead.
He had me doing the Bankhead bounce.
He about to
What's
fall
your
for it again.
What's your favorite? Everybody's supposed to be saying their favorite scary movie right now.
Now that I'm older, I don't really got scary movies.
Yeah, me neither.
I
Uh,
have to say, Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
You know what? Look, Callie Bev, me, you, and Venus, we all on the same page, and it's probably because we're all ruled by Venus. Mm.
That was a good one for sure.
What's her sign? Wait, what's
She's a
her
Libra
sign?
like me.
Oh, she is.
y'all
I
still
see.
watch movies?
I do.
I don't
Sometimes,
really watch TV. Like I don't have time, but
Yeah, I
when I
don't even
do,
watch TV no
but
more.
I was watching a lot of movies this year. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got
I
a big
watch the
screen
movie.
TV only, and I be
I'm
on this
about
I
small
to.
phone.
watched a movie today that
I don't even turn my
Thanos came
TV
over and told
on.
me about called what's it called,
I'm like you,
Jones
Venus. I don't
Plantation.
either.
Who? If
I
you
re-
got time to watch TV, you're not productive. I swear to God, because I don't have
uh,
time. Okay.
somebody is simulcasting because San Jose Maid is here in the chat from a simulcast. So thank
Oh,
you,
Who's
she looks
That
so
simulcasting
was
she
the
looks
me.
so
show?
pretty. Hey,
Who's
thank you,
That was
Sherelle.
me,
simulcasting?
Sherelle.
Lynette.
Look
Who's
at
Lynette,
Sherelle.
Lynette,
She's
simulcasting the
so
show?
pretty.
Lynette is doing it for me. She taught me how to do the thing because she has a different audience, so she's sharing my stream out to her audience.
Did you
Oh,
see me? Hey, did you see that girl? She came to Taz. But I kicked off my show, but she did a show. She reacted to me and Lovely Lynette the other night.
Oh, J Prince, why would you curse my beautiful ladies out that I brought
I
you?
cussed them out.
I
What she
They
had
was
something
all telling
negative
me.
to say?
I did not cuss. You still mad at me, Lovely?
I
Did you
was
curse
never
them out,
mad
J
at
Prince?
you.
No, we were just that was our first little argument. We got past that. We made it past that.
Are you and Mo Love is good?
I
Huh?
still disagree with you.
I still disagree with you too.
I heard you was over there cutting up. Don't be over there cutting up.
Sure, I didn't mean to.
he's a Taurus like me. He can't help himself.
Don't make me have to tie you up and
Lovely
beat your
Lynette is a
ass.
Taurus.
Oh hell no,
She's
Taurus
a
is
total.
supposed
Oh
to.
my God.
Yeah,
We're
it's
all
three of
ruled
us.
by Venus on this panel. Oh my
Ruled
God.
by
She didn't say big
Venus.
Oh
Taurus
my
energy.
God, this is unruly.
One,
Wow.
two, three of us.
Not
Yes.
unruly. So it's three Tauruses and two Libras? Oh,
All
we
ruled by
live.
the planet Venus. Yes, I
Damn
All
rule.
ruled by
foolery.
the
Somebody's
planet
chopping
Venus.
onions or they blinkers on.
That was me. Y'all know I'm
That's your
driving.
yeah. That's Sherelle. She driving in truck.
Y'all know I'm driving. And I'm driving these niggas crazy while I'm driving. You understand what I'm
Her,
saying?
her.
Y'all know? So while I'm popping my shit, y'all hit my cash app just to
Yeah.
support the kid.
Where do you go take
If
shower
you
stuff at?
I take showers at the truck stop. I just got out the shower. When I ended my stream, I was like, listen, I'm about to go take a shower so Jay Prince don't be calling me dirty and stinking all that. You ain't heard me?
How many showers
I
you take
know that.
in a day?
Two.
Hmm.
Right. I had to make sure
Mm-hmm.
I take another one so Jay Prince
So
won't
he don't
be
call me dirty girl. I gotta take two
plus all
showers a
the
day so I
talk.
could
See now, look,
meet his
I'm
Well,
making women keep
standards.
that booty
well,
clean.
Sherelle, he's the one that's dirty. He's the one that take baths.
I love
He's
baths.
he's soaking in filth.
Wait, so do
He's
you
supposed to
take a bath
shower,
Mm-mm.
not
and you
sit
shower
in.
afterwards?
No,
Sometimes
he
depends on
has
how
a
I'm
rubber
feeling.
ducky
If you
and a
if you
scrubber
sit in a
tank.
bathtub, you really probably do need to
What's up,
take a
Marcellus
shower.
Davis, my
Bef- uh,
Chirac brother?
Shout out to Marcellus.
Marcellus, what's going on, dog?
Do y'all feel like I'm loud? I need
You
to turn my
supposed
mic
to take
down.
a
Yeah, you
bath
always lie.
and shower
Nigga
afterwards.
said you
Like
always
right,
loud.
once you let that water out, you take a shower to wash that dirt off of you.
Baby, the mic is
Okay.
turned down.
How many of y'all peed in the tub while y'all was in the bath?
Here we go.
Oh, in the
Oh,
bath?
oh.
You lost your mind.
And your
Mm.
bath water?
You nasty as hell. What are you doing?
No, I'm just asking. See, do other people do that shit?
Do other
I'm
people do it? That
asking.
mean he do it. That's he just admitted. Never
Yeah, how
have
did you
I
know
ever.
that?
Listen, never have. We're gonna play Never Have I Ever. Never have I ever peed in the tub while I was in the tub taking a bath.
Never
I
have
If
I
you
ever
did it,
farted.
if
Never.
you did it, say I.
Okay, never have I ever farted in the tub.
everybody's done
So
that.
y'all gonna pretend like y'all ain't never farted
Everybody
in the tub?
farted.
Well,
Everybody's
I
done that.
shower. I don't take baths.
You said never farted
You
in
I
growing
the
up,
tub.
you used to.
water.
Growing up, you used to.
Oh
Nighters. You
yeah,
used to
I
growing up.
farted.
Shower.
Elwin.
Showers.
Not your whole life. You farted in the tub before you
Did
was a
Aaron
little boy.
Did Aaron finally marry that woman
Pause.
yet?
Damn.
Oh
Because
yeah,
last
he
time I
They
chose
talked
blocked
about it
violence
it.
was
tonight.
8 years.
I fart
Now
while
it's
I'm in the
11
shower.
years.
Shit, it's
Now
He
it's
chose
life.
violence
11
tonight.
years. Aaron still didn't put a ring on that woman yet.
11
He
But we
years?
chose
gotta
violence tonight.
find out what is
They
going
locked
on
in
with
for
Aaron.
life.
He a pookie. He's a
They
pookie.
He
locked
chose
in for
That's
No,
it.
life.
Aaron is. I
Aaron.
guarantee you, Aaron probably
Aaron,
selling
my
dope
bad,
in there.
Aaron.
He got babies and everything that he's hiding up here.
Aaron,
Yeah,
they have chose violence tonight, Aaron. I don't know
Aaron
why.
is nothing like this in real life.
He's a pookie. That's why.
He's a pookie.
Wow.
A pookie in a suit,
Mm.
like I always say. Okay.
I guarantee he don't act like this. I guarantee you, he's not in real life.
Granville said he be peeing in public pools. Oh my God! I went to a water park with this nigga. This is ridiculous, son. Never again.
You went
Never
to a water
again.
pool with Granville, so that means you got to get somewhat naked with a bathing suit.
What?
If y'all went to a water park, did y'all to put on a
Oh my.
swimming suit?
We went there with swimsuits on.
Well, I'm
I
sure I
Piss
pissed
my
in the
swam
stay
in
on
pool,
it.
pools
but I be
Shit.
kind of
because
scared.
we used to go
Stop
to public pools and
fantasizing, Jay
swim.
Prince. God damn. Look at
Come on now, like, come on
You
now,
want to?
like,
You're gonna take me to a water park when I come out there? There's
yeah,
this
I'll
one.
take you
It's like it's called Kalari or some shit like that. It's up there by y'all.
Kalahari. It's called
Yeah,
Kalahari.
it's an indoor water park.
Yeah, it's called Kalahari. I've been there.
Oh, I want to go there.
It was alright. Special.
It wasn't lit because they got the Great Wolf Lounges next door to it. The one that's by JP.
Oh, for real?
It's
Where
two
at?
indoor water parks. It's like it's in Wisconsin. It's just not in Milwaukee. Yeah, I know.
Damn.
Great Wolf Lodge out here by me. What water park you
Well,
talking about?
Guan, they have a bunch of them. It's
Wagwan.
a chain.
Wagwan, baby.
Swimming in piss
Wisconsin is
chlorine.
close by what? So it's a
I don't think they put
Great Wolf
chlorine in
Lodge
water.
in Wisconsin too.
You just put bleach in the
The
water, right?
Kalari.
Yeah, that don't really help nothing.
They
Bleach.
say they
But yeah,
put
we used to
chemicals in
always
there.
swim in public pools. We used to break into people's apartments
Are
and go
you a
swim.
colored? It's for coloreds only.
Yeah. I'm a
Not
color.
racist.
Nah, they
Yeah.
got that stuff in
I'm talking
pools
to
now.
40.
I saw online where you pee in the pool and that junk will turn dark blue right around your hips.
Oh, I
I be
y'all remember on
scared.
Grown
Y'all
Ups
ain't say,
when all the grown ups peed in the pool?
Yeah.
Ew.
On Grown
yup.
Ups,
Man, a pool
just
party with a whole
wild.
bunch of people, that is fun as hell. Everybody out there
Oh yeah, they
drinking,
definitely pissing in the pool.
partying,
You drinking and in the pool?
Ew.
yeah, and
Yeah,
fucking
they
in the
Making
do.
me
pool.
sick.
The women are already naked, technically.
No, they're not.
A
Damn
bathing
bathing
suit, they got
suits.
on a 2-piece bra and panties.
That don't mean it's sex time, okay?
Man,
Perv. That
bullshit.
No,
means
it's
it's
JP.
swim time.
The
You,
genitals are covered.
Exactly. Like
But
Adam and Eve.
you
the
cannot tell me none of
generals.
your cheeks weren't hanging out.
I gotta wipe on my rasta. I gotta get that song. I gotta get that song just for Aaron.
Oh
I
God,
gotta wipe
please
on my
no.
rasta. He be feeding me me pasta and lobster. He be hitting me up on Tuesday, like, what you doing, babe? Can I take you shopping? Don't be
Oh
spilling
my
my
God.
tea about my white man.
Please
Purr.
no.
Brr.
Who's this 40 boom? Can I block him?
No, don't.
No,
Why
don't
you want
block
to block
40
40
Boom.
though?
40 Boom love me. Him
I love him.
love me.
Nice. You look like you getting too old for this shit.
No,
I
I'm
know
too
you
young for
lying.
this shit. Thought
And
you
what you
knew,
doing on
JP.
with
Night
that
ain't
Christmas sweater?
old. He vintage.
I know you
Yeah.
just didn't go buy that
Mhm.
sweater, man.
What do you mean?
You,
The sweater been around for a while. You didn't see it last year?
What
Been
y'all
around
have for
since
dinner?
1986. That
I
sweater.
had
Girl, I
some
had
Kentucky Fried
Subway.
Chicken.
Subway.
You think this is a
Eat
Christmas sweater?
fresh.
I had some KFC.
We
Some
talk
nigga
so
shit.
much about pizza. I went and had pizza and hot wings.
Girl.
Pizza
I'm
and
finna head
hot
out,
wings.
y'all.
It was
I'm
it
finna
deep
head out,
was it
y'all.
deep dish? Was it deep dish?
Peace, peace,
Good
peace.
night,
Madrell look
Mandrell.
like
Did
you
you
No, it
thinking too
wasn't
Mandrell,
hard
deep
about
dish.
something,
Oh,
did
dog.
you
good
have
night,
anything to
Mandrell.
say before you left, Mandrell?
Madrell thinking too hard about something.
No, I just came up here to support you. I'm exhausted, really. I need to be in bed. I should have been in bed like hours ago. Real talk, but I mean, yeah, I came to support you, Surreal. Saw Aaron on.
Thank you.
Jumped
I
up to support him
appreciate
too.
you.
You know what I'm saying, JP? You know I support you. You know,
Oh yeah, my dog.
yeah.
Oh,
But
so
you
the
know,
only person you don't mess with up here is me. Okay, I got it. I got it.
no, brothers, for the people up here ain't said nothing to.
Oh, he said you're not the
Oh,
only nigga I
so
don't
he don't
support.
mess with four of us. I got
He
it.
said,
All right.
that nigga said, nah, it's a couple of motherfuckers I don't support.
He
The
don't only took it
problem
Don't
is
personally though.
the problem is the rest of us don't care enough. So
There
we
you go.
don't
He's the only one that took it personal.
Oh.
we don't
Yep,
care.
No,
I'm the
Good
only
night
night.
one.
is
I be like that
Bye.
sometimes.
Have a good
night is
night.
all right, man.
Take care. Good night.
Good
Bye.
night.
Venus, I see you over there
Oh,
sipping at
well.
Daryl Long's panel,
Mm.
sucking up that nonsense. I'm like,
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. Simp Nation forever.
disgusting.
Sim Nation forever.
13,
Simp
know that
Nation
getting
forever.
dropped off. 17, know that getting dropped off.
Kelly Bell, Big Mustafa. Well, Big Mustafa and lovely Lynette. I don't know you two, but y'all have a good evening. Kelly Bell, see you later.
What my other self?
Later.
I'm a girl.
You
All
too.
right,
You enjoy
Madrell.
the rest of your night.
I will. See you later.
Talking about I see you over
Yeah.
there, but they ask me over there with me every day. That's interesting.
So yeah, back to
Only
the
way
scary
you know if
movie
I'm
stuff.
somewhere if you there too, right? That's usually how that
Do
goes.
y'all consider
Stop being
gore
so combative,
in
Venus.
the
Lord,
scary
no.
movie category?
What?
I said, do y'all consider gore in the scary movie category?
What
Gore
is it?
like Saw and Hostel.
Yeah, those are horrors.
I don't like none of those movies. I don't like that.
I've never seen a Saw. I saw Hostel.
Yeah, Hostel
Ben
freaked me out.
Ali
That was
was
actually pretty
evil,
good.
so
It was better than I thought.
I saw The Devil's Rejects, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let me see what it
You
would be in
seen
gore.
you seen that movie Devil, where the people were caught in the elevator?
Sherelle, what
No.
kind of rent you gave me?
I
Don't
think it
nobody
was
Your
give a
an
fuck
regular
M. Night
rent?
about that
Shyamalan
shit.
movie.
You
So,
heard me?
what are some of the conversations do y'all have on dates?
We don't give a fuck about no dates and that, nigga.
You
We
said
talking
what
about
kind of
horror movies, nigga.
Granville? Shut up.
Yeah, what I
Shut
want to
up.
learn y'all
What somebody
vibe.
said about a wrench?
That was
Why the fuck I
Venus.
get told shut up? And they been
That
saying dumb
was
shit the last
Venus, and
15
Venus
minutes.
is gone.
Nigga, I wasn't stuck that long, nigga. I pressed the refresh button. Shut the fuck up.
I said they
Why
been
you
saying
reply to my
dumb shit the
text
last
message?
15 minutes. Use your ears. Your ears ain't froze.
Why you
Why
got
you
that
reply to
AI
my text
picture,
message?
Granville?
What's up?
Why you got that AI picture right there?
He ashamed of himself.
Oh,
Girl, fuck you.
Mm.
Your duck ass. Stupid ass.
Oh shit, I know what that means.
What you mean? What you talking about?
What it mean? Stay on the same case.
I know
Jesse
what
in
it
the
means.
building.
I know what it means.
Jesse say he want a wrench.
Damn, dog. What Venus
who is
went, son?
Jesse? That's the dude.
Man, you know she gone.
I don't watch
She
certain
gone
movies
for your
because I
tall
never
ass.
You
heard of those.
came up. You already know you came up.
Is this a dude right here? Sherelle.
Now let me tell y'all, I'm not gonna let her block y'all in the chat. But if y'all give
This
her
person with the
slander, she
basketball,
has
is
a
that a
big
dude,
range. She
Sherelle?
will block y'all asses. Huh?
Oh,
Who
is
she
that
gonna
a
block?
dude
Yeah,
right there with the basketball?
Jesse's a dude.
Okay.
That nigga sometimes with me won't.
I don't know
Sometimes,
if you do,
but
I'm gonna fix it. I'm coming.
sometimes he be rocking with me. A lot of times, like I always say, it's gonna be times where y'all agree with me. Y'all gonna disagree with me at least 83%
Oh well, I
of the time.
disagree with you most of the time, but I mess with you still.
Yeah. But then when the stuff I be saying, it be coming to truth.
Oh yeah. We're not saying it's a lie. We just saying it's cringy.
It's supposed to cringe when truth is supposed to cringe because if you've been accustomed living one way that's not the truth gonna hurt you a little bit.
Well, it don't
JP,
hurt. It's just
JP, all
What
that
is you
shit
you
ain't.
went
talking
away from
about?
that life.
All that shit ain't true.
What's
A
not
lot
true?
of it is.
Women love that
Jay, I just be having to question, like, damn, is he lying?
why lying about what?
Sometimes you just gotta ask, like, is he lying or is he telling the truth?
Like what? Specifically.
Your stories be just off the wall. They be off the chain.
And
I
Which
just still
one?
can't believe you fucked a woman with a plastic bag.
like I don't
Oh
see
yeah,
how
You
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
telling
so.
me?
I don't see how that's so far fetched. Like that's not believing.
Well,
I'm
a
not.
plastic
When I
bag
tell
is
my
gonna
stories, I
cut
don't
you up
care
a
if you
little
That's
believe
bit.
it or not.
questionable to me because
Wait.
why would a woman allow you to fuck her with a
A
plastic
woman would
bag
do it.
from the store?
She's in heat.
A woman would do it when she rock with a nigga.
I
That's
don't know.
wild.
You probably would do it too if you find a nigga that you really want to be with.
No, the fuck I won't. I already told
Hell
you.
nah.
I would
No
rather
dirty.
fuck you without anything than to fuck you with a plastic bag from the store.
Hey,
Like a grocery bag? Hell,
Yes, a
hey.
grocery bag he got from what's the gas station again?
Speedway.
Oh
Speedway.
yeah. I listen to
wait,
that,
it wasn't even a
JP. You may
grocery
as well
store
just
bag.
go
It was
raw,
a
bro.
gas station bag, like a liquor store
A ga-
bag, like one of them black bags you get from the
Yeah,
liquor
them
that you
store.
put
hard
your
ass,
stuff,
one of them
your
hard
products
ass
in.
plastic
Man.
bags.
It was brown. It was
JP,
a
I
brown
still
one.
can't believe that.
at that point, JP, just go raw, bro.
Huh?
Yeah, that's gonna cut you up inside.
Just go raw at that
Sound
point.
No,
like a
because
If you had
crackhead.
to
I
That's what
put
it
still
that,
think
sound
about
like.
diseases.
It ain't go raw
It
with
sound like a
everybody, but
crackhead, and
damn, you gotta use a plastic bag.
It sound like
if
a
you got to put
crackhead,
a
and you
pla-
offered her a cheeseburger, like on Menace to Society.
if you got to use a plastic bag, just go raw or
Oh, that
don't
was a
do it at
dude
all.
talking about a cheeseburger.
Exactly.
Nah,
I'd rather fuck you
I'm
raw
Mr.
than to
President.
put a plastic bag in my
They
shit.
gonna hit that ass. I'm telling you that now. You just gotta learn how to compromise at times.
That's disgusting.
You had to go through all of that to get some pussy?
You damn
I would have
right.
said fuck the shit.
That bullshit. And I
Yeah, I
would.
would have said
Raw
I'm
with
out.
what?
I would have said I'm out. I'm good. You
I would
good,
have said
baby.
Like even if he was just
just suck my
playing,
dick. I would have been
even
like,
if he
just
was
suck
just
my dick.
You know what? I never cared for a woman to suck my dick. I be
but
thinking
you
like
What?
I get anxiety when a woman suck my dick because I be thinking like because that's at that point I'm at my vulnerable moment like because she could get mad or snap out or bite me like decided to bite me because I be thinking about that when a woman go down like I be thinking she'll bite me so I put my like when I grab her face I usually put my thumbs close by her eyes just because if she decided to bite I can just gouge her
Damn, you gonna
eyes out.
poke her in the eye?
Yeah, because you hit a motherfucking eye, they gonna let go.
that's wild. But you you worry about
What
that,
kind of women is he
but you'll
messing
stick
with?
your thing in a blender. That's crazy.
So you got your thumb by her eye so you could jab your thumb in her eye if she bite down?
Yeah, if she try to bite down, I don't know why.
Yeah. What kind of females is you messing with?
I don't know why I think like that. I feel real vulnerable when a woman like going down, like giving me head because I truly be thinking like because at that point she got your life in her hands in her mouth.
You're not gonna die if she bite it off.
Man, please.
What's his name? Bobbitt. He didn't die when his thing got cut off and she threw it in the street.
I don't like that. I just feel too uncomfortable. Like
I know the
when
wife name was Lorena Bobbitt. I forget what his name was.
JP, you don't think they like doing that?
Some of them do.
Even though they like doing it, but like you gotta keep in mind, your life is in her mouth right now.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's fine. But if she want to do it, see, how you in here talking about that thug dick and all of that shit? I'm the big dog, and you won't even do that.
I mean, what I'm saying is, I don't let a woman do it, but I don't feel comfortable.
JP.
Wait,
But
so
still,
you don't like
you
a,
don't put your
you
back
don't
in
like
her.
a
Putting it
female
down.
to suck
Why
your
would
You
she
dick?
come in there with
This
that
is like
hammer,
so
though. See,
backwards.
JP,
This
you
is so
you
backwards.
said you coming in there with that hammer. You the man. I'm coming there with that thug dick.
Yeah,
You ain't coming in, man. You ain't coming in there and tearing that throat up, bruh. I don't believe you no more. Come on, dog.
that's one thing that I'll be. Hey, we all got our own little things, like our pet peeve. Like at the end of the day, my dick is way more important than trying to beat this pussy up.
Okay,
What?
but hang on.
No,
Wait
that
a
don't
minute.
make
Wait a
Not beat
sense.
minute.
her,
Wait a
If
minute.
you
Wait
was
a
not
to
beat her
minute.
bang
pussy
with a
up, beat her
So,
ass.
bag,
Then
so you worried about you worried about your Wayne, but you not worried about it to the point where you would stick it in a chick that would let you do her with a grocery bag.
I didn't go in wrong.
Lord have mercy.
so the gas station where you got the bag from didn't have condoms?
No, it'd be like the bags that you know how you go to the stores over the time. And cause I got a drawer full of a whole
It's
bunch of bags.
oh hell no. That make it even worse. That's unsanitary. That's even more unsanitary.
Who give a fuck? Shit, and she ain't sick. That shit happened a long time ago.
Hey, how you know she ain't sick? She let
You
you
gotta have
screw her with the
self-worth.
bag.
That's been a long time ago. She's still alive and
Women
well and
gotta
healthy.
have self-worth. I'm not that woman that's gonna let you fuck me with a plastic bag. I'm sorry.
Yes, she is.
Hey, JP. So you didn't think when you came back, by the time you left, went got one, come back, you didn't think she was
No,
gonna
I
go
think
for it
he's saying he
again?
already had it in his drawer.
No, I didn't
Well,
want
I'm
to get up
saying.
out the move.
Well, I'm saying you think your game ain't tight enough where you could have
No,
got
see, the
him.
thing is, our
Mhm.
gas station closed early at that time.
You
They
got a
just
Walmart up there in Milwaukee, don't you?
Walmart closed at 11.
He thought that was a good reason.
Oh, hold on. So this is recently. Cause Walmart just started closing at 11 in
No,
COVID.
Walmart
So
used
you
to be
had to
open
just see a
24
bit.
hours.
Walmart.
Right.
Our
After
Walmart
COVID,
been
Walmart
closed
started
at
calling
11.
at 11.
Oh,
Our
this was
Walmart been
recently.
closed at 11.
No, when this happened, JP, this had to
Y'all
just
ain't got
happen
no
then.
super Walmart.
What state you in?
I'm in VA,
I'm way here in Wisconsin.
but
Oh
Walmart has
yeah,
always
Walmart's
known.
closed
It's
at
Walmart.
11, and
No,
that
they got
if
like
you got a super Walmart, it's open on 24/7. But the other Walmarts they close at 11.
this Walmart been closed at 11 for years since it's been over in the
No,
city.
I'm agreeing with you. I live in
Yeah.
Illinois. So I'm agreeing with you.
Hey, Princess
You ain't
K.
had no Walgreens or nothing
I'm
around
happy to
there.
see you
I
here.
wasn't finna go through all of that shit. Shit, go on, give me this bag right quick. Give me that Vaseline out that damn pantry.
Wait, you gonna put Vaseline, a bag,
And
2 rubber bands?
That Vaseline
What the
going to
fuck?
moisturize it so it won't
Yeah,
be
her
be
pH
all dry.
balance is all messed up.
Yeah,
right,
she
You
her
all
put
pH is all
you
kinds
put
of
you
That's
screwed
put
too
up.
many
petroleum
steps.
you put petroleum jelly inside a woman's vagina.
She, it's okay. Shit, I got the
No, and
mental.
she
It's
let him.
not.
She let him
That's
is
what
the
I'm
problem.
saying.
I
Like
think
he
I
worried
got
worse
about
than
he worried
JP.
about some
The
teeth
worst.
hitting his thing, but he'll stick his thing in a chick that would let him put a bag over it with some petroleum jelly.
But
Look,
I'm
hey,
still
I'm gonna tell
protected
you,
though.
it was the woman. The woman is actually sounds worse in this situation than even JP does.
Well, we
She
ain't
does.
talking to her. She ain't here. We talking to
I
JP. We talking
agree.
about this the chick that would
Well,
let
yeah,
him do it. He would put it in there just because she said okay.
yeah. Callie got a point. She ain't here.
Yeah, well, shit, it's shit. I'm protected. At the end of the day, I ain't catch nothing.
She probably ain't have nothing. That ain't protected. I ain't never heard a plastic bag really protect you from nothing.
It's something then better than raw, sticking in it raw. Cause I heard when your head, your dick head is open, that's how you able to contract diseases when your dick head is open. So instead of busting her, I busting the side of the bag.
You got micro
But I
scratches from
thought
that
you got
bag.
pregnant. I thought you got pregnant by that.
I got pregnant with
with
the
the
glove.
glove.
Oh, with the
But
glove,
my
not the
thing
plastic
is
bag.
the bag was stuck
Okay.
inside of her. After you nut, the bag stuck
All she
inside
gotta
of her.
do, all she did was stuck it in there and took it out. No, the
Oh
bag really
hell
didn't get
no.
stick on there though. The
She grabbed
glove
the handles. She
got
grabbed the
stuck
bag
in there.
handles and pulled it out.
The glove got stuck in my baby mama.
Oh my gosh, this is wild. I think
The
JP making
bag
it
was
up.
another bitch.
JP making it up. I don't believe that shit.
That's up to you. That's on
Oh,
you.
I believe
You
him.
see
I
why I
believe
say
JP.
I be questioning like is this allowed or like is this like
That's on
Man,
you.
look,
I'm
I
just
don't
telling
watch.
my story.
Look,
If she
Hey,
wasn't a
I'm just telling my
crackhead,
I
I
story.
don't
It's
watch
not
believe.
up to me to
JP.
make people believe or not.
If you say
I
she
don't
was a
watch.
crackhead, I believe.
I don't watch JP a long time, man. I believe that shit true, man.
Like they
I
think it's
believe.
real far fetched.
I don't think he don't be lying. I don't think he be lying, man. I'm just telling y'all, I don't. He got too many of these stories.
I keep the bags on deck.
I've been to Milwaukee, and Milwaukee
God
is a
knows he got one
strange
right
place.
now. He got one right
You
now.
you still hitting girls with the
What you say,
bag?
Sherelle?
Milwaukee is a strange place.
Why you say that?
It just looks eerie. It looks like I'm on a Scooby Doo adventure.
Milwaukee is a good place, a nice place to be at, ain't it?
No, it's not at all. Toe up on the floor up.
I remember you said they all act like me.
Hey, Sherelle, tell them the story where you said the
They
mattress
do.
was in the street.
Yes, the little kids was flipping on dirty mattresses outside, like just in an empty
You know how many women
playground,
probably
like.
done got fucked on that mattress?
And the little children was just flipping on them. Oh, I knew that mattress stank.
Oh yeah, we used to do that.
Look at
Outside.
him. That probably was your mattress.
We
The
used to
mattress
You
flip
was
was
them
throwing that
outside
motherfuckers.
on
mattress
the
away and just
concrete.
got a new one.
The mattress was
That was a
outside
whole
on the
that was a whole
concrete.
lounge. Huh?
And the children was doing backflips off.
That was the whole
Just trying.
lounge. Shit. Well, us niggas in the us niggas in the streets though, we'll find anything to rock it out though.
Look, I had questions and all that for y'all
What are the
last show,
questions?
but
Let's
I didn't
get
even
to
get
them.
here. Let's
What are they
get to
about?
them. We got a video. Let's go.
Should you post your partner on social media? That was a topic that came up at a dinner I was at, and everybody had different opinions on it. Like, so if you're in a relationship with somebody, should you post them on social media? A lot of guys was like, nah, I'm not going to post my girl on social media. I don't want everybody in my business. I don't want people to know that. But then the females at the table were saying that the only reason guys don't want to post them is because they don't want other girls to know they're in a relationship. This way, if you don't post your partner, you could still be out there doing your thing. And then a lot of girls said, I don't post my man on social media because I don't want everybody in my business. I want to protect my relationship. That's how things get messy. So like, should you post your partner on social media or should you not? Also, is there like a deadline? Like, okay, well, we've been dating for 6 months. So now you should post me on social media. Like, what is the time frame? Like, when is it the right time? Or when is it the wrong time? Because I see both sides. I see wanting to protect the relationship. Things are better in private. Can't get messy. People can't mess them up. But then when you don't post a person, it's like, what are you hiding? Or like, what are you ashamed of? Or what do you not want people to know? Like, are you still out there doing your whatever that you don't want people to know I exist? So I wanted everybody's opinion. Yes or no?
I want to post her.
I'd probably post more if my page was private. Like my private page is, yeah, all on there because I know them folk personally. But other than that, you see them here and there. You see my kids here and there, but not like on my private pages.
I would post them because that's most likely gonna be my wife. I'm not in a mess with a bunch of people.
No, you don't want to put your wife and shit in public. Like
Yeah, I would.
If you want to be with this person, I'm telling you, social media is a big stream to fuck y'all up.
Let
That's
it
why.
happen.
That's
I
why when I
wouldn't
get with a
post.
Let it
woman,
I
happen.
learned
I
my
don't want.
lesson with posts.
My
If
love will be known. She will not be
Sherelle
secret.
was my woman, I would not want her Facebook page, none of her social media accounts, and I don't want her to have mine. Cause now, cause
yeah.
especially your
I
social
don't care
media,
about none of that.
cause I'll be able to dig up some shit she probably done flirted with some dudes. I'm like, is you still flirting with that nigga? Or her inboxes, nigga send a
Yeah,
dick
yeah. It's
pic.
best.
Insecurity.
It's best to have it all out in the
Insecurity.
public.
She,
It's
you know how
best to have
many
it all out in
dick
the
pics
public.
is inside her Instagram right now?
None.
Tons of them. That she
None of
probably
them.
deleted like 1,000 of them and kept at least 10.
None of them.
Yeah, I'm not looking for dick
What you
pics
think,
though.
Big Mufasa? Lynette, what y'all think?
Well, I think that you should do it, but I say something like rarely, like maybe like once a year. Don't do it often.
Once a year.
Yeah, just
Oh
like
no. Yeah,
you know.
I'm not doing the celebrity thing every dinner we go to and all that other bullshit.
Edom man so jealous, boy. He been jealous a long.
I learned my lesson with posting. So I wouldn't do it often. I probably would do it like once in a while. Like I used to post my daughter a lot and I stopped because there's evil people in the world. They try to dig up your life
Wow.
and shit. So then you got people judging your family and shit like that. Like I used to question my daughter's dad why he wouldn't post me and my daughter. And he like, I do it on y'all birthday, and at first it wasn't enough for me, but then when a woman got mad at him and she started like saying certain things, and I was like, oh okay, like it was understandable. To
You
why?
see what I'm
Because people
saying?
judge you even without knowing you. Like they talking bad about your kids and your family. Period.
You see what I'm saying? See,
Yeah, folks
that's
be
why.
weird,
I
Yeah,
feel
see,
man.
like
y'all
this.
young though. Ain't
Look,
nobody paying
I
attention
do
to
feel
old
like
ass
people
people.
don't post their significant other because of insecurity. I feel like they don't post them because of secrecy. They do not want. I think a lot of women don't want the embarrassment that comes with posting a man that may be for everybody, and I feel like most men tell women that you can't post me, and they'll make a big deal about it because they don't necessarily want women to know that they're dealing with that girl because they want to look available on their page. They want to
That's
look
that
single
same way as
or
women.
whatever. And I do understand that some people feel like people would just start mess. Like nobody be on your nigga until you post your nigga. Now all the bitches in his inbox trying to tempt him, sending him news, trying to get him caught up and all that. But I feel like this: if your nigga fold, then your nigga fell. And I think it's the same way with dudes. To where it's like I think men, the only good reason that a man have like his woman hid is to protect her. Because if he like have a social presence, he wouldn't want nobody like inboxing her, threatening her. Or you know how people get into it with you. Y'all done seen it on here. People get into it with you. They want to post your wife on here and shame your wife and stuff like that. Y'all done seen it happen or whatever. So I think it's kind of smart that
Yeah.
when men do that, like they just hide their significant other or hide their
Yeah,
family
get a
members and
good
stuff
looking
like that.
woman then.
Yeah, that's why I just said, like,
And they say get a good looking
the
woman then,
girl
huh?
got mad at him
Not
and wanted to talk down on me and my daughter. So it was like, oh, okay, now I get it. That birthday, happy birthday or happy Mother's Day, that's enough.
You know how easy it is for your woman to be cheating on you. Like they could just call someone IG and have and put on it. What's that? Ignito, and you'll never know. I've been talking to this
Oh,
man.
incognito.
Yeah, I've been talking to this man. White. See, I knew his wife when we went to high school together. She used to be my crush, and I've been dealing with her for about almost 3 years now. That's my dog. He never know.
right? But you don't need social media to accomplish that.
Yeah, you don't.
But I understand that, but like it gives you easy access. See, social media brings out it temptation is already hard, right? In real life. Social media is like the extreme intensity of your temptation. It's like right in your hands.
So that being the case, are you saying that these old chicks is in a whole phase?
Man, the chicks period, like you see how many old chicks that be coming around here all the time?
Old chicks? There's a
Yeah.
bunch of them, and they sound lonely as fuck.
Right, they be up here trying to search for some. You mean tell me they be wanting these us young niggas like they be pitching like
Well,
what?
why can't they
You
just
send them a
fuck the
dick
local
pic
people around them?
Right.
because shit might go back to their husbands and shit like that. They
I'm
tired of
waiting
They
that.
on
don't care.
Aaron to eat it, man. I'm waiting on Aaron to play this next clip. Big Mufasa gave me this clip, and I really wanted y'all to address it,
Oh,
but I
is
am
that the
waiting on Aaron or whatever.
one that I posted in the
Yeah, the
group?
one you sent in the group. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I
That's gonna. I
mean,
think that's a good conversation. I've been waiting for you to get on the panel so we could eat that up.
hey, JP gonna love that too.
Hey, Big Mufasa, ain't we on Instagram
I
Jay
together?
got
Prince
to
is
If
gonna
see
we
this.
love
not, can
that.
you put your Instagram
Jay
in the
Prince
back?
is about to eat that up. Period.
Yeah.
I definitely got to see
But
this.
in the meantime, cash at me, give Rel them coins, cause y'all feeding me for the week. Just to let y'all know.
Yeah. I
You
don't want to
My
box
already
mine for me.
put my cash app in the chat.
Hey, Big Mufasa, put your IG in the back.
All right, I got you.
You might gotta make you a Instagram. I mean a YouTube IG for people just to find you on YouTube and separate your real one from your fake one.
Yeah,
You
I know. I
know.
got the key. I got the kids and everything up there. It's all right.
Marcellus finally
My
caught
kids
me
is on there too. My
live.
kids, my wife, everybody.
Yeah, everybody on mine too. Shit, I've been following
What,
JP for I don't know
Big
how
Mufasa,
long.
how you think Fighter
Oh,
been
you
getting all
have
them pictures? All them pictures is from
you
my
my dog,
Instagram.
Big Mufasa.
Man, I used to see JP shit way before I even talked to him. I used to see JP damn little content. He probably ain't pay no attention to the shit.
Oh
No,
yeah,
I actually do be
JP do
going
not pay
back to see
attention
what
to his
y'all be
IG at
sending.
all.
Jay
Huh?
Prince, you got a question. Did you eat that girl out that used that plastic bag on?
Yep.
No eating,
Yep.
man.
Yes, he did. That's no, we ain't
If
doing
I'm
that.
gonna put if I'm going to extreme measures to put a bag on, that mean you know damn well I ain't gonna put my naked tongue on her shit.
You put the
Like, come
bag
on,
over.
like
You
these
use the
dudes
bag
need
as a dental
something.
dam. You lay the bag across her, and you lick on the plastic on top
No,
of it.
if I'm gonna if I lick the pussy, I might as well go in raw. Cause you know you catch
Wait a minute.
diseases
You'll
from
put a
licking that
bag
pussy.
on your
True.
thing, but you go raw with your tongue.
No, I said that's what I said. If I'm gonna put a bag over my shit, you know damn well I ain't finna be going out there and licking it.
That's true. I mean, real talk, it ain't no need in putting a condom on. You just if she got something, just
Yeah,
ate it anyway.
if you going in raw, you might as well. If you gonna lick the pussy, you might as well go in raw.
No, I'm saying since he used a bag in the first place, you could put a bag. It's like you know what a dental dam is. It's like a little piece of
See
latex
what
you lay
96 is saying.
across.
Nah,
Man,
man,
If
JP
he
didn't.
gonna
Hey,
do
JP
one,
didn't change the
he might as
meaning.
well go ahead and do the other either way.
yeah. What you said,
Hey,
big?
look, I said JP didn't change the meaning of get the bag and bag chasers.
Oh yeah.
Hey, tell Anton you a real bag chaser.
He really he chasing with the bag, huh?
Yeah,
Oh God.
He said,
man,
"Yeah,
Oh
dog.
like
When you
that
in the
pussy
no.
streets,
good
dog.
though."
When you out there, dog, you be surprised what you get yourself into.
Mm-mm.
And when I say in the streets, that
Mm-mm.
don't mean you got to be selling drugs or doing. You just living in the streets. I
Cousin
live in the streets
Skeeter.
since I've been grown.
Mm-mm. Stay out the streets, y'all. Stay
Terrible.
out the streets, baby. The streets don't love nobody. No, baby. Stay out them streets, love.
It depends on who you circulate yourself around.
It ain't gonna hurt nobody. Get
Ain't
on
no
down.
love in the heart of the
Ain't
city.
gonna hurt nobody.
Ain't no
Y'all hear my
love.
thing? What my thing
Everybody want a
say?
motherfucker.
But see, our streets was anything that's outside the house. So you know, like, oh well, boy,
Everybody
you
want a
out there in them.
motherfucking Benz or Beamer and designer sneakers. Ain't no motherfucking dreamers. Shit is deeper than Neiman Marcus or your Hollywood starlets. Underneath this nigga starving, impoverished. People don't give no fucks, nigga. Trump don't give a fuck. Your niggas don't give a fuck. Your favorite artists don't give a motherfucking fuck. Do you give a fuck, nigga?
Oh,
Hey, Big Mufasa, that one don't work. There go mine right there, though.
I thought Aaron was
Somebody
about
got an echo.
Aaron
You
went
thought
to
Aaron was
sleep,
him?
man.
Erica never went to sleep.
You gotta keep in mind he do got a woman, man. I'm shocked that she be letting him be on these things too long.
I clicked yours.
He a
You took me
grown
to
man.
somebody called Cousin
Your woman
Skeeter.
still tell you what to do.
Yeah,
You
it
want me
ain't
to
no
So
link
you
night.
want
It's some on my
you
phone. I
would
ain't on the
you
computer.
would
Like you still gotta give your woman time. Like
Oh, can you see the back chat though?
Yeah, but I can't post the link and be on StreamYard. I ain't on the computer.
No, I'm saying, can you see the link that I left?
Yeah, I can see your link.
Okay, yeah. Just click on it. Then I'll get through. You can get. I'll see you then.
All right.
Dog, nice. That dive fits your head perfectly.
It's oversized.
It fits it perfect.
The falling.
I used to wear that. Them dives.
Snipers. Yeah, we famous for this. Snipers. I wear that paper boy, but it don't look right. And then I wear them fedoras. That's all the old. That's what they used to wear when I was a little kid. Them the hats I wear. All the old school hats from the 70s. My father and them used to wear these snipers.
What was your favorite style from the 70s since you on here?
Can y'all hear me?
Who had the best gear?
Okay.
When I was younger, it was all about derbies.
Have y'all ever seen B Love get on the panel?
No.
And, who? B
That was
Love,
B Love in the back.
Yeah,
Why
B
you
Love.
running around?
You can come back, B Love. My service was bad.
I'm scared of B Love. I think she a spy.
Okay, I'm about to play the video. Y'all pay attention to the video.
What Aaron
and what they say. Aaron is watching. E-Man is watching. They're gonna come up to response once they see the video. So this is the video. Here we go. It's a little long, so pay attention.
It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard. You liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us. He loses his identity and his racial anger, if he has any. He becomes alien to his brothers. They realize he sold them out and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us. No, thank you. In fact, in his love for the creature comforts, except for his color, he's become one of us.
I've seen that before.
B-Love, can you say something for me, honey?
Hi.
Hi.
Does she
Oh my
have a
God,
little
it's so
dog with her?
excited. Hey. Welcome to the panel.
Hey,
You're
Where's your
so
little
beautiful.
Thank you. Nightish, really? What'd you say
What?
about me?
Where's your? I say I think you're a spy, but where's your little dog at?
He's sleeping.
Oh,
How am I a spy?
I don't know.
What?
Hey, Brianne.
Okay, I'm about to turn my camera.
So, if y'all saw the video, like, what's your
she's
take? J
showing us
Prince?
her
What? I don't know what happened to
body.
J Prince. Did
Yeah,
anybody
you
want to
know.
I've seen
respond
that
to the
video
video?
before. I've seen that video before.
Yeah. Now, my thing with that video is I think it describes this space perfectly. And this is
Put
kind of what
names
we
on it,
do.
Big Mufasa. Put
No,
names on it.
I don't got to put names on it. Hey, it is what it is. But this is one thing that we try to promote. And we have to understand something. We have to understand that there was an agenda. It's the same thing. When we desegregated, we have to understand that this was the agenda. So when we leave the hood and we go to these PWIs and we elevate ourselves to the point we can't think back to who we are and can't think back to where we were raised at. Understand that this is how they look at you. They say, yeah, let's take them out the hood and let's afford them with some things. Why? So he never can gather his people to either challenge the status quo. So I want some of the guys to think about what they're doing and think about that a lot of times you are a part of the agenda. You're very well a part of it. I think that was really deep, and a lot of us need to understand what's being done and what was said, and understand your part that you're playing in it.
Yeah, I don't think it's deep at all. But I've seen that before. That's basically the fake Willie Lynch letter, right?
Basically.
Well, no, it's more, yeah. I know it was like a letter to Uncle Tom kind of a thing.
Did you
So
see
basically
it,
what they're
Jay Prince?
describing is a house nigga.
Yep.
Did you see it, Jay Prince?
Jay Prince is doing real wild, freaky things. That's why all in black.
Jay Prince,
But
are
see-
you there? Can you hear me? What are you looking at?
Who knows?
Is he
Yeah.
frozen?
Yeah, I
That's
think
a
he
move
frozen.
around.
He frozen. But Nidus is modern day though, Nidus. See, when
Well,
we
it
talk
never
about
stopped. It never stopped. It's always been that way.
well, yeah,
That's
but
the
see,
thing.
my
The
thing
thing
is
is they
we,
have 100-year plans, right? We don't have day plans.
but see, my thing is we can say that it never stopped, but this is what I'm talking about. All of this, it really got ramped up with desegregation because we couldn't have no more of our own. Why do you think we haven't had any black leaders since the 1950s and 60s?
Because we
Why
hate
do
each
you?
other. Because
No,
we hate each other.
that's not entirely it.
That's
See
completely it.
that
It's the Willie
no,
Lynch letter, and that's
it can't.
completely it.
Well, see, it can't be that. It's because we're not together in these colleges. Our best and brightest don't go to HBCUs. Our best and our brightest aren't taught with us. They're taught with them. They come to the hood.
I
They see
understand what you're
Jamal
saying,
with
brother.
they
But here's
come
the
to the
thing. Here's
hood.
the thing
They
about
see
here's the
Jamal with the 4.0 and they
I
snatch him
understand
and they
that.
take
I
him.
understand that. But all those people that go to those PWIs come back to Big Mama house and talk crazy to her. But here's the problem right there. Even in modern day, you come back talking crazy to Big Mama, who probably had 13 kids and raised them all. And you talk crazy about Granddad, who had a 5th grade education, was able to have his family with property and stuff, and a family on the other side of town with property and stuff when he passed away. So yeah, he had another woman somewhere else, but they both were taken care of. Now, these modern day people with all their education and their degrees and everything else and all their money may have one kid, and that's driving them crazy. Anytime you move so far away from yourself that you can't really identify yourself and you're trying to fit in somewhere else, you're going to always be in chaos. So it's not a real victory. I understand exactly what you're saying, exactly what you're describing, but it still comes back to self-hatred.
But see, I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with you, Nidus, because the kids that go to school and say they would go to the HBCUs and they might start their businesses and they move up in the corporate world even with a degree from a black institution. They act the same way. They still look down on Big Mama. They still, like I said, even if you work for a black law firm or a black nonprofit, just because now they're doing good, they're still looking down on Big Mama. I'm not having all of those kids. See, my thing is it doesn't
See,
matter.
but here's the thing, though. Let me go along with you because I think we are agreeing. Possibly, it doesn't matter if you go to a PWI or HBCU, historically black college, or a predominantly white institution. Doesn't matter. What matters is once you get into the rat race and money becomes your god. That's the only thing that matters. Once you get there, then yes, you look down and say to people the kind of things that those people say. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. They don't understand that they let a select few in to say that it can be done. That select few is let in to say that the American dream is still possible. Versus they think that somebody was elected versus selected.
Exactly. I agree with you on that because that clip specifically says, he said, man, you're letting them in political positions and all of that. He said, no, we only take the smart ones. And I think it's a bigger message behind that. We only take the ones that we can mold and absorb into our society. You know, the young black male or the young black female that's not willing to be absorbed into what we got going on, we cast them out. And that's why I thought that JP would really love to hear that, you know, because that's kind of right up his alley, and that's like a articulate way of explaining, I think, the way he thinks and what he's kind of always been saying. And a lot of us that want to say, oh, it's not about race or forget the community and all of that. It's like, yeah, we wonder where that mindset comes from, and it comes from that right there. We just seen it. It's like you got out.
When I think about JP's argument, the best argument towards JP's argument is Taz's argument. Which Taz's argument is we should be, and it really is what Martin Luther King was saying before he passed away about leading his people into a burning building, right? So you have to have an identity, specifically of your own. The way people think about reparations, you got to think about that as life also. And if you don't think about that in life also, then you are so-called selling out, right? But I don't have to hate you because you choose to sell out. I just have to be able to identify you, because what you are actually doing then is you're a reverse of the spook who sat at the door. See, the spook who sat at the door got involved in the government and came back and taught the neighborhood. But the reverse of that is you got one of these people that's going to go back and tell them people what you're doing. And that's what's in most of these groups. So that's what they say happened with Malcolm X, that they put a man in there that was supposedly a government agent, but trying to pass off as a Nation of Islam. That's what they do in these gangs. You think he a gang member, but he actually a federal agent, but he just got in. So it ain't safe nowhere.
Yeah,
because everywhere we are, there's somebody that's infiltrated it. So to think that you're going to plan and do all this other stuff, you got to get away from that. And I think, like Taz say, be more American versus being revolutionary against America. Keep your identity. But see, that's the thing. We have to stop hating each other. If you can't get along with your brother, I don't mean like brother as in when they say just black people, your literal brother, your literal cousin, your literal mom, your literal aunt. How you going to get past that? And family's not even getting along.
Yeah, I think you exactly right with that point, Knight. It's just, what, now that I think of it, you're right in terms of loving and liking each other. And when you talk about the infiltration part, I really believe in, we can say what we want to, but now that we can take a look back on history. We know hindsight is 20/20. But now that we take them back on looking on history, we can see there was some good with desegregation, but there was also some blind spots. And you just mentioned infiltration. It was harder to infiltrate us when we were segregated because the best and the brightest amongst us had nowhere to go but to stay home.
Yes.
So you can't go off and indoctrinate some of our best and brightest and come back and say, oh no, well, this is what you guys should do. That was a way of them infiltrating the system, or infiltrating the black sector, the part that they couldn't get in. So it was like, even though it did help us, I can see some things where that probably wouldn't have happened if we would have been together. See, we kind of had to stick together. We didn't have a choice. They weren't letting us in. So it's like maybe we've gotten so far off the path, but we won't even create our own. I guess that's where the saying come from. The white man's ice is colder.
Yes.
Like we don't have any little FBA, or little black. We got little Africa. We got Chinatown. We got all of these Arabs and people who own these spots. But it's like, well, we won't build a little foundational Black America. We won't build it. Why? Because we wanted to infiltrate what we had. Matter of fact, we had more than they had at one point. But we wanted to blend in with them. And that fight, I think, was missed. That's why I think Martin Luther King saw at the end that, dang, I kind of led them into a burning building. Exactly. And I think he was talking about, I think he might have been talking about white society.
Yes, that's what he was talking about. Exactly.
Okay,
because you got to think about this. I don't think people understand this. When there was a Negro Leagues, none of those white leagues can handle them Negro Leagues.
Man, Satchel Paige,
taking people from it.
Josh Gibson.
Satchel Paige was an old man and whooping professional white folks. when they brought
Whipping
him
them,
over there.
man. Whipping them. Satchel Paige.
The original Harlem Globetrotters could beat almost any of them white basketball teams. They would make fun of them, make a mockery
Yeah.
of them.
See, it's
So
a
the
Did you want to
story.
get
black
in, Cali Beth?
leagues all together.
Oh yeah,
could
Oh,
me
beat
and
the
I.
okay.
elites.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Did the women want to get in? Did y'all want to get on the conversation?
I get in where I fit in. I'm just saying it all this reminds me of this movie. What was it called? Was it called Strictly Business? Or some shit like that. The guy Kyle from Living Single.
Oh yeah. That
Living
was called
Large.
Strictly Business.
It was called Living Large, where he was a newscaster or whatever, and as the
Was
movie
Tommy
progressed and
Davidson
he
in it
got
too?
further along in his career. I think Tommy was in it, I'm not sure. But I do remember it was that Kyle dude from Living Single. And the more the movie progressed, and as he went up in career, he would get wider and wider every
Yes.
time he would get on the every time he would start broadcasting. That junk was funny. But that's exactly what that junk remind me of with y'all conversation right now.
Well, that's what it is. The more money you get, the deeper you get into corporate. They have all these rules. That's why when you hear like, when this person becomes president, they're gonna make a change. No, they're not, because it's gonna be all kind of roadblocks in front of them before them even get there.
It's the system.
And that's what happened in that movie. It's another one with Eddie Griffin where it's the same kind of thing too, where he started getting progressively more white.
Okay, I got a question because I think this is like the second day we have this conversation about the system. We understand that the system is broken, but can society progress on or make changes if there are not changes to the system? We can't keep changing the people in the system. We actually have to dismantle the system in itself. Do y'all think as a society we're capable of doing that?
I don't necessarily
Yes,
think it's the system.
yes,
I
but we
think the
have to
system.
stand together as one. We can't be against each other.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
don't think it's the system or whatever, because everything is, it sounds, it reads good. You know what I mean? And the rules are laid out. I think it's the people within the system.
In my opinion, no. We
So you
are.
think it's not the system. You think it's the people. So you're on the line of no, it's the people in the system, it's not the system. You don't think that the actual laws or the system and the way it's set up is the thing that's holding people back. You think it's the people in the system that's abusing the system.
Correct.
Okay.
Um.
Do y'all
Well,
agree?
I'm just. Well, to your first question, I wanted to say no. I don't think it's possible to change it from our point of view. Because let's be honest, we're only what now. We're only what 13, 14% of the population. Some people say it's got as low as 11, but I don't know if I believe it. I think we're more than that. But I think at this point, no, we can't. We can't pretty much change the system. Do you think do you think white America is going to take us changing the system? No, we can't. We don't have the numbers. We can't do it at this point. Um, at this point, this we're just going to have to change within us. We can make fight for small increments of change within it. But I think it's going to have to be a us thing. We are going to have to come together as a people and decide that, hey, we're going to have families. We're going to have to go to school, get educated. We're going to have to put our best foot forward for our next generation. It's going to have to be us because we have illegal aliens flooding the country. A lot of groups are becoming bigger than us. And we're going to have to get this together and figure out what we're going to do to fit into this thing. We can't change it at this point, I don't think. I think we can make small incremental changes, but let's be honest. I don't see that us changing it for African American benefit. But I think what we can do is we can make small increments to it, and we have to come together as a people to say, hey man, we have to, we have to get our education, we have to get our businesses, and we have to put our best and our brightest out front, and we have to make a change to actually try to bring a lot more of us and make a concerted a big effort to actually try to bring us up as a people on our own, not really much dependent on the system, because I don't think we can change it.
And as far as
But that's
what
when
I
you have to put the faith within your people. We are very smart, intelligent people. We are, and we don't believe in ourselves at times. Let's look at history. who created all of these things that we are using. They use the black people to create and put their name on it. If we have so much power, but we don't use that, we don't feel we second guess ourselves, and we don't believe that we have that power that we do have. In
We don't
reality,
gatekeep.
white people are afraid of us. They are
We
afraid
don't.
of us. If we stand together as one, we can do a lot of things that we don't believe we can do. But it have to start somewhere. Somewhere somebody have to believe and form that group and stand together and say we're not gonna, just like Martin Luther King did and everybody else did. We gotta form that group and say we're no longer gonna take this and demand change. If we don't do that, then now we can't. I'm gonna be what you're saying now, but you gotta believe. You gotta believe in yourself, and you gotta believe in the other, our people. So I believe that we can do it. It's just we gotta put that foot forward and do it.
I don't think we gatekeep enough. We don't gatekeep.
At all.
Our culture is for sale on the open market because ain't no way in the entire hell Eminem is supposed to be the greatest rapper of all time. I'm sorry, he's not. Ain't no way.
Oh, that's another
Now
conversation. But
going
she
back
right though.
now going back to that system conversation. The system is working exactly the way they want it to work. It's working perfectly fine. It's a fine-tooth comb. Why do people believe that they're going to be absorbed into this system? That's first. Now, the us thing, who is that? I say that the Willie Lynch letter is working perfectly. They say it's fake, it was a hoax. But if we look at the Willie Lynch letter, it's supposed to be young against old, light against dark, man against woman. And we hear in these interwebs the man against woman. We hear in these interwebs the young against the old. We're going to blame Generation X. We're going to blame the baby boomers. We're going to blame the silent generation. So it's all working perfectly fine. While we do all of that and we think that so-called white folks is this big group, they're not even a big group. Everybody are just like us. The difference is the small number of people that's in power stay in power because they keep creating masks. So you don't know who they are. So if you just know history, when you go white, they didn't consider Irish white. They didn't consider Italian white. Right now, they're saying the Latinos are white. Asians are white. So when I listen to conversations people have, who is the us? Because even with the us thing, we hear like Tariq Nasheed then broke down, okay, now these people over here are tethers. They look like us, but they're not us. And who is he putting in that group? So that's Jamaicans. Hey, anybody that's not an FBA or ADOS or B1. Then let's get down to the FBA, ADOS, B1 people. Inside that group, they don't mess with each other. Because why? In Chicago, they got their select groups of gangs. In LA, they got their select groups of gangs. In Oakland, they got their select groups of gangs. Sacramento, they got their select groups of gangs. Them is just black FBAs or B1s. And I agree wholeheartedly with Cali Bev. Ain't no gatekeepers. We allow anyone and everyone. And all
But
it
see,
does is weaken us and weaken us and weaken us and weaken us. Whoever the so-called us is.
I think it's a lot about culture. It's our culture, and we have to look. Okay, what's been the
Mufasa,
culture?
before you go on, who is the us? When you say our culture, who is the our?
Well, I'm thinking about the foundational Black Americans.
Okay,
Because,
yes.
like I said, when we talk about history, we talk about Martin Luther King. We're talking from that perspective. Like I said, that's the only perspective I can speak of. And we can't talk about history and start talking about people from other lands. No, we're talking about what we went through in the 60s and 70s, and now we're
Right,
the
but
descendants
when
of
you
those
go
children.
into that, understand this about Martin Luther King, what made him so powerful. Yes, FBA, B1, whatever else, but his conversation was more about poor people. People don't tend to remember that. That's why it was white people in those marches and all other stuff, and that's what made him have more power. He made it a poor people conversation, not just us. Us as in the front of it, but poor people as a whole. But then the problem with that is his sponsors, you have to know who his sponsors were behind that. And it was typically white folks.
What was it
Well,
called? The
yeah,
Poor Man's Project or something like that?
Huh?
It was called the Poor Man's Project.
Well, when he was talking about that, he was talking about he didn't care who you were, poor.
Yeah.
White poor, Asian poor, black poor. And see, when you do that, then your numbers increase.
Yeah.
So when we make it down to FBA and we just 13%, you think that we've been forever because we don't we make excuses about having babies. But if you really coming home and actually talking to your grandmother and you really can value her and understand where she's coming from, that don't mean you need to go to have 13 kids, but that means you need to understand that we can't be a stagnant population that doesn't grow. Other people come here in small numbers and are outgrowing us because they have a plan. That's why it'll be 18 of them in a house. And they having kids in that house too, and they all on top of each other. Because they creating a little army and everybody in there is working. It's not this conversation we hear here that you have to have this alpha male that's got all this money that can protect and provide. No. When I look at them Latinos, the little babies is working on these construction jobs too. Everybody is. The whole family is. Wife, everybody. I look on the corner, this lady is selling oranges, and the babies is carrying the oranges to the trucks and stuff. The whole family is working. There is no isolated one person doing something. So when we break this down to, okay, it's all on you, whether it's all on the woman or it's all on the man, we already going against the program. If we're not willing to make sacrifices in our youth so we can have things when we get older, we're trying to keep up with the Joneses. We need Hermes, Fendi, Prada, Gucci. Them is names. Those are family names. We keeping those people rich. And then Fat Farm dies, Fubu dies, G Unit apparel dies. We don't even keep our stuff. We can't wait to get rid of our stuff. BET is not owned by nobody black. All these Stage Soft Fro and Afro Sheen is owned by Asians, but they keep the name on it. You think you buying black. You're not. What is black anymore? Nothing.
But see, hold on. But at the same time, you just said, well, you know, it was a poor man's campaign. We need to get a poor man's campaign. My thing is that's kind of what got us in the place we are now.
No, integration got us in the place we are now.
Well, yeah, but that's pretty much what you were explaining and saying. Well, Martin just wasn't about just black people. He was about poor people, right? But that was his blind spot.
Here's the thing. This is how this works. If you get a poor man campaign, but the front of it is these people, that means that all the poor people come together to get legislation passed, right? But if you say, since you're the head of it, specifically for me, certain things, you have more power because all those poor people are helping you. Yeah, they're going to get some things too, but you're going to get the most because you're at the front of it. So when people say things like, we did X, Y, and Z, but it benefit white women even more.
Well,
like when we talk about
but,
welfare and they try to put it on black folks, no. How can the minority group in the country get the most welfare when the majority group is just as poor? That's it. We just perceive things wrong. And it'd be the wrong conversation. You have a poor people campaign to have the numbers. But if you're the front group and it's supposed to be something specifically for you, and they say, we're going to all work together to get them reparations. Poor people campaign, everybody's involved, but to get these people reparations. Okay, we got the reparations. Now we still going to keep this poor people campaign together to get these other people benefits also. It's always when we isolate ourselves and individualize ourselves where we don't really have a whole lot of motion. Because then people can go, well, I don't really like them because the representation of them is what the media says. And even when it comes to this Thug and Pookie and whatever else, that's a minority of us, right? But that's the squeaky wheel. That's where they put the magnifying glass on and say, that's all of us. If we don't have all those people
Well,
that's going to work every day, trying to avoid that, looking at news and saying, I hope that's not a black person, speaking up, they're the silent majority.
but see, that's not the culture. And see, we have to understand that our power is in our culture.
Who defined the culture?
We define it.
No, we don't.
I mean, that's the
How,
same thing they did with the Bacon's
how don't
Rebellion,
we?
though. With Bacon's Rebellion or whatever, that little they had the white cotton pickers or whatever like that, right? They formed up with the slaves, or it was something like that, and then they ended up saying, okay, well, all of y'all poor whites, y'all just white now, all y'all Irish and everything like that, everybody's just white, and it's basically all of us against them blacks. But they squashed the rebellion. It's called Bacon's Rebellion.
Yes.
Well, you know, and one thing I want to get to is that we have to think about our culture. And at the end of the day, we like to say that, oh well, they create our culture. We create the music. See, a lot of this music comes from us. And one thing is, we don't own any of it.
No.
I know what you're saying, Nidus. Nidus, you're filibustering again. I know what you. I know what you said. No, you're filibustering again, sir.
Go ahead.
Can I get something out? Now, my thing is, one thing about the culture is we're very musically talented, and if we can get our actors, our entertainers, our rappers, and our athletes to all move one way, because see, that's where like I said, right now, that's who the people that we have of FBA descent. Those are the ones that are out front. Now we can say that we don't like to be represented. Oh, we want to push up, you know, people who are educated and things like that. They're not at the forefront. We're not going to get the masses in the community until we get them. Till we get the entertainers, the rappers, the R&B singers, and the athletes all moving one way. That's how you get the masses of us today. We're not going to get them any other way. So we have to attack that front.
But politically, it's just better politics when you do stuff like Poor Man's Campaign and like affirmative action or whatever, because we just don't have the numbers to move it politically like that. It's just better politics. That's all it is. You can still gatekeep your culture, but policy wise, it's better to go the other approach.
Well, yeah, but are we trying to go politically?
Well, that's where the laws are written at.
So I keep hearing him say, "Who is us?"
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So they separate the whites from the blacks. All right. We are, and I'm gonna say, categorizing the people is like they putting Mexicans with the blacks. And like you never know who they putting, towards the blacks or the whites, but you know the white people, right? And who owning everything? These white people are. Black people, you barely see them up there to where they owning all of these companies. Like you said, FUBU dying off. Yes. You seeing all of these rich ass white people who you can't even put a face to. They up there and they like got us like puppets. Again, we have to stand together because we are very powerful. Very powerful. And I hear y'all talking about the music and all of that. Like, that's the black people. These motherfucking white people ain't got no rhythm. The music, it comes from us. Like, again, we have to know the power that we have and take ownership of that shit. And we don't. We really don't. Because we can be up there with them. We can take over, but we don't. So you have to believe in yourself. And you have to know who you are as a person. Like, who you gonna stand for? Like, it gotta start somewhere. And arguing against it, like, who is us? Like, you should already know who is us. Like, you shouldn't have to ask that question.
That's an honest question. I don't know who's the us. That's an honest question. I'm not joking when I ask that question.
For all these years of even when
Yes.
you was born and what they taught you,
Yes.
they put blacks against whites. Whites are like it shouldn't be
No,
a
no, excuse
question of
me.
who
I
is
don't
up.
want to
Like
confuse you when I ask that question. I was very specific when I started that off.
that's
I talked about brothers not getting along with actual literal brothers, cousins not getting along with actual literal cousins and aunts and our actual family. That's where I began with. Not even getting along, separated.
yeah,
So when you
that's
say
true.
us, are we a us even in our intimate families? Brothers, cousins, sisters, aunties,
I mean, yeah,
uncles.
we don't get along. Yeah, we fight and fuss at each other, but when it's
Do
time
we
to stand
fight
together,
lightly
we
though?
come together.
Do we fight lightly though?
Do we what?
Do we fight lightly? Like, do we do things to each other that we can get over and get something accomplished?
I mean, we gonna fight against it, but once you got that person that come in and put their foot down and say, "Look, this is what it is," then we come together.
Okay, that's not my experience. That's not what I've lived.
You asking that, but yes, we do. If you gonna have that, it always goes to that one. You gotta have somebody. It gotta start with somebody that's gonna be smart enough to say, "Look, listen, stop fighting. Let's get along. Let's get this shit done."
It's
Yes,
gonna
we
take
fight
something.
each other, but at the same time, we get together.
It's gonna take something real serious, like on like
The
some.
aliens coming, or God coming back, or something like that, maybe.
When your family
Yeah.
fight, y'all don't come together. Y'all don't like. Let's set that shit aside and get together and mend this shit. That's when we had the Medias who stepped in and put their foot down. Like, nah, I ain't tolerating that shit no more. Let's get it together.
I say when I was a young child and my grandmother was alive, she kept the family together. When she passed away, they splintered up. Then when those other older people passed away, they splintered up again. And now I have an enormous family in every direction, 5 blocks to 7 blocks. I got family members. Don't even talk to each other. They'll come to a
Yeah.
family reunion. They'll take a family picture together. But pool research, listen, it's that grandma that I said had everybody together. Her house right now is falling apart. My great-great-grandmother's house, very close by here too, falling apart.
But who
We've
gonna
got
be
an
that?
enormous
Who gonna
family.
be
They
that
don't even
one?
come together to keep those houses together. Those houses are just falling apart.
But who gonna step in and say, "Hey,
If that
look
was a
at it,"
person, if there was a person, that would have
and then
happened, right?
it becomes another person. It never
It's
supposed. The
multiple
torch should
family members. They
always
just
be
not
passed
doing
down.
nothing. Okay.
When Medea leave, it get passed down to the next person.
Yes.
We have that in my family. I just
Yes.
had my cousin who kept the family together. She just passed off, and my cousin that's next to me, she just took the torch, and it's gonna be a lot on her. But she took that torch and said, "I'm gonna keep it together." So it always had to be somebody who got the
I can
mindset,
respect that.
who's
I
going
can
to put
respect that.
that fight up and say, "Hey, let's get it together."
Yeah, I can respect that. That ain't happening in my family. She passed away with 12 kids. The 12 kids had all the stuff given to them. Them 12 kids in fought until 2 or 3 said, I don't want to have nothing else to do with it. 2 or 3 more said, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. And then it was left down to certain people. The people who are actually left with the responsibility of taking care of it is letting that shit rot. Why?
So
Because they don't
you
want
see
nobody in their
that, you
business.
step
They
up
don't want no
then.
help. So all our family's money is just rotting away.
Okay, so now you see the problem. Step up and take care of it, or
I
it's
hear
gonna
you.
die.
I hear you. It's going to die.
because you see the problem and you don't want to solve it, and that's how it is in the world.
No.
Everybody seeing the problem,
No.
but
I can
don't
go
want
over
to
there and
step
try to
up.
fight, but it's gonna be a real fight. It ain't gonna be no like, oh yeah,
Fight.
you're intelligent. We
That's
understand
the
you could.
thing. We
That's
don't
not
want
what
to
it's gonna
fight.
be.
Fight.
Callie, what did you want to get in there? I heard you
Mm,
say you want to get in.
I understand both perspectives. Like, we used to have this big family reunion or whatever, but like, going up to my grandma's generation and her siblings, right? And we all wear different colors, so I'm just gonna explain to y'all the colors real quick, so I can just say colors instead of just saying, the long version, my mama's generation, all that kind of stuff like that, right? So my grandma and her siblings, they wore white, okay? All of their kids wore red. All of the red's kids wore blue. Blue is me, okay? All of the blue shirts kids are yellows. Yellows made greens, and there's a couple of oranges in there, right? My grandma's the baby. All right. So we used to have these family reunions, big family reunions, because my grandma got like a gang of siblings. After the white shirts started passing on and everything like that, family reunions started getting more and more scarce, okay, as far as the turnout. Then when the white shirts got too old, the red shirts took over. The Reds kept it together and for the most part kind of on the same trajectory, but it started falling apart because nobody wanted to cook. Food was nasty or whatever like that. People didn't want to pay dues because now instead of having it at like a park or something like that, now they want to be fancy and rent a hall. So now people got to pay dues. Ain't nobody got no money. So that furthers, the participation because if you don't pay no dues, you can't come and eat. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Then the red shirts are now starting to get old. Now it's my generation's turn to take over, right? The blue shirts. The blue shirts are spread across the United States. Nobody, hardly any of us are still in California. There's a handful of us, but we're all spread apart. So now that takes more money to travel down to California, and can nobody afford that? So that further dampens the participation in the family reunion. We used to do fundraisers and stuff like that, like throw a New Year's Eve party, sell tickets and everything like that to help fund it. It was a cool idea, but they started getting more and more extravagant, trying to rent halls and stuff like that, so it wasn't enough money. Now, you can go ahead and try and fight and fight and fight and fight, but at the same time, the family is so big at this point where we have, so many different colors. We got yellows, greens, and oranges now. It's too much, and we all have our own families, and we're all spread apart. We all separated into clans now. So, like, you know, you got I ain't gonna say their names, but we all got different little clans and everything like that. And now it's to the point where all of the extended family, our slave name, Shiro or whatever, it's no longer a Shiro family reunion. Now it's each individual white shirt and their descendants having their own family reunions now. It's sad because I grew up having that, and now it's not there anymore. It's not the same. So I mean, it just comes with the punches. You know what I'm saying?
And
It comes with it.
I also think it's this freedom now. I think that a lot of times we may glamorize the way things used to be, but with the exposure and people having the freedom to get away from it, a lot of things was going on back in the days that was toxic. A lot of children today are breaking generational curses and things that were going on in their families then. So it's like now we finally understand why this person doesn't want to be here or the damages. It's so crazy because when we're young we don't have an understanding. We just know that's my cousin, I've been playing with my cousin, that's my uncle, I've been playing with my uncle. And then it's somehow, we grow up and we're 30 years old and all these family secrets start coming out at Thanksgiving dinner. And these secrets that people have been holding on to is enough to break a family apart. It's enough to divide an entire family. So whereas these people no longer show up to Thanksgiving, they're so off to themselves because of the damage that was done or covered or hid in this family that it's beyond repair.
Okay, so Sherelle, with what you just said, Can you understand now when I say who is the us?
Right. But see,
Because
when I
that's what
said who
happened.
was
What
the
you just
when I said
described and what Callie Bev just described is exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly it.
But
and
see,
this
I
is my
want to
thing, but this is the
challenge
who is
y'all on that
the
though.
us that want to move forward, the us the us that want to prosper, the us that want to do good, and
Right. So
that's not going to be contingent on your last name or the blood running through your veins.
right.
But
It's
So
going
see,
to be
that's
a
my point.
mindset thing.
can I challenge y'all? I think what Nida said was kind of close to what Callie Bev said, but I'm gonna challenge y'all on one point. Is that I think that we've always done that. Everything that you described, we've always done. You look back to the family reunions, say like Nidus was born probably in the 70s. You think back to that point. Do you
January
think
25th, 1970.
that there you go? Now, do you think in 1980 when you was having those reunions as a kid that your family from Reconstruction and their descendants were there? No,
Yeah.
we've always had that split. Like you said, you said your grandmother's house, right? Is falling apart and
No.
everything they built.
Right here where I'm at right now, my
Yeah.
great grandmother's house, my grandmother's house, and auntie's houses. So my auntie right now that's right by me is 80 something. I think
Uh-huh.
she's 83.
Yep.
So you see what I'm saying? I'm 53.
But okay, you're
So
right now.
it's property all around here. Great grandmother's house, grandmother's house, now auntie's house, the 83-year-old one.
But see,
All
my
those
question.
homes are falling apart.
But my question to you is, where is your great uncle's house? She could have had 4 brothers. See, we've always split.
She has 4 brothers. It was it's 8 girls and 5 boys.
Well, no, I'm talking about her parents and her brothers. See, none of that is together either.
No.
That's
All these people are around. You talking about my auntie's
no,
brothers? They're all
Nidus,
around.
I'm talking about the generation before them. They had things too.
Yes. I know them too. Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. My thing is, go a generation or 2 ahead of the people that you see, and we've always had a split. My thing is that I think what's going on now is we're not creating our own tribe. Because I look at my family and say, yeah, I can take it back there, but since then we've always branched out and created our own tribe and had plenty of children. We're not doing that now, so it's harder to keep up with what we're pretty much having. And you're saying, well, the children is kind of all splitting up. That's always been the case, but we're not creating big tribes like we used to.
Exactly.
So when we go to family reunions, we used to go to all the big mama, sisters, and brothers family reunions. That was only her sisters and brothers. What about her parents and their sisters and brothers, and her grandparents and their sisters and brothers? We've always had that split. But my thing is, we're not creating big tribes anymore.
Well, Mufasa,
Well, no,
I'm not talking
I'm
about the
saying
split.
the big tribe that we had, the big tribe is broken up. The white shirts, my grandma's the youngest or whatever. The white shirts, she was born in 34 and she's the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, but even though we all had, the phrase was, who your white shirt? You know what I'm saying? Who is your white shirt? So we know what clan you belong with. But I'm saying, even though we had those separate clans, all the clans came together for that family reunion. So it broke up all the way at the top once the elders started dying off. That's what I'm saying. You talk about going back 2 generations. My 2 generations, because I'm a blue shirt, my 2 generations is the white shirt.
But but see what I was saying, Callie, is start at her generation, start at the white shirt generation, and go back from there. Don't just stop at grandma's generation. What about her grandparents? Like I said, where are they at?
When you say that, what do you
They're
mean?
dead.
Well, yes, they're descendants. They had children. They had grandchildren. You see what I'm saying? My thing is like, okay, say like your grandmother,
Right.
because my grandfather was born in 24. Yeah, say my grandfather was born in 24 too. His father was born in 1898. His father was fresh out of was in the slavery. But my thing is, we see that my grandfather and his brothers from 24, yeah, they were kind of all together, and we seen all their offspring. But where was, my thing is, where were the parents that was born in 1898? Where all their brothers and sisters in all their lineage? Where was the great grandfather that was born in like 1855. Where is that? Like after slavery? Where not 1855 and after slavery, but like let's say 1865.
Well, yeah, right after
You know,
emancipation or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where are them and all their siblings?
It was only two of them. It was only two brothers, and one of them, he got drug out of a prison and hung. So there's only that one sibling left, and we're all descendants of that last brother that lived.
Oh, well, that's good. So you can pinpoint yours. Cause see, man, mine is yeah. We had they had plenty of boys and girls, and it's like yeah, it started fading out even around my grandfather's generation, where it was to the point where we only could see like I said, him and his brothers and sisters descendants. But when we get back, you start looking back into the family tree, where you like, well, hold on, his father had a lot of brothers and sisters. Where are all their children at, and what are their names, and can do any of them come to the family reunions? Because at this point, they're like what, third and fourth and fifth cousins at this point. You know how we don't really look at it. Well, my thing is, we talking about the split. We talking about the family split today, right? You talking about your family split today?
That's not what I'm talking about. But go ahead.
You were just talking about your great grand. You talking about your
I'm trying to
great
understand what
grandmother.
you're saying. I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
My thing is that it happened earlier than it happened earlier too. In some of our families, it happened in the early 1900s in some of our families, where they kind of spread out, and that we kind of lost track with some of the descendants that we had. And they kind of got all over the country, but we kept our clan down here. But that wasn't the only clan that we had. We had some split offs. We had some people that split off, and that they're now 5 and 6. They're now 5 and 6 cousins, and we don't really see them.
Now, granted, I can only trace my stuff on my mom's side. My dad's side is one big secretive hole or whatever like that. Something happened where my granddaddy will not talk about it. And when I was trying to find his stuff. I found out that my great grandfather on my dad's side was actually my granddad's uncle and not his daddy. So something happened, and my granddaddy never would talk about it. So yeah.
And that too. We got a lot of secrets. That too is in being
Yeah,
secretive.
those horrible
it's a-
family secrets. But my
Yeah.
point is, I can go way, way back on my father's side and my mother's side. Well, my mother's side, I can stop at my great great grandmother. But on my father's side, the Mississippi folks, we know even the folks in Mississippi. But my question to you is, when I say that, who is the we? Because it's not that just that they separated; they also have sheer, clear cut hatred. They not just separated. The ones that's in the South, even though they'll come to a family reunion with else, if you listen to them talk, they look at the ones who left as like they think they're better than us, the ones that left. And then the ones that left, like I know my great great grandmother, right? The one who I say house over there on 83rd. My great great grandmother had a bunch of property, and all her siblings came here with her, her brothers and whoever else. They had a bunch of stuff too, right? When they passed away, family fragmented up. My grandmother now, her brothers and all them, they're around here too. They're fragmented up. But those people had money, and they really looked down at people, and people felt it in the family. So, but that's another one of the family secrets. Don't go off in these reunions because of all this hatred that's going on. Because it
But
wasn't
see,
just
that
we
was
just
my
don't
point,
get along.
Nidus.
We legitimately, we rich, y'all poor. They used to say all kind of wild shit because they had this money, right? That splintered up the family. But you couldn't say nothing to them when they were alive. But when they passed away, they kids and them kids. So when I say the who is the we, because we don't look at each other like a we. Or if you know somebody who does look at us like a we, who are they?
But see, Linus, you just said basically what I was trying to say in terms of you when you explained all your great grandmother and your brothers and people who had money. That's what I was saying basically is this is not your first fragmentation of your family. They've split up before. Now you saying they about to do it again.
So that's my point. It was a split, then a split, then a split, then a split, then a split. So when you look at things that you take something from, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that, but it's
So
like
when
our
you get
clans that we're making is not big enough anymore. See, we're only making 1 and 2 and 3 kids at this point. They were having 13, 14, and 15. So it's looking smaller. It's looking like we're losing each other, but it's like it's always been this split. But we had clans back in the day where you would
Well,
have
that's what I'm
one,
saying. I remember
you know,
those clans. I remember when they owned the properties, and the generation after that, they let them be the property managers. So they not only had money, they also employed a big chunk of the family. But the folks they employed bitched about the employment. In fact, I didn't know that my great great grandmother was my great great grandmother until my wedding. Because my father used to say, I'm going to my boss's house. When I was a little kid and we used to go over my great great grandmother's house, I didn't even know that was my great great grandmother because he never identified her as that. She came to my wedding. I was like, well, why are you here? She said, well, why wouldn't I be here? I'm your family. I said, what? And then she explained to me who she was. I'm like, why did this man never tell me who this woman was my whole childhood? I've been around that woman over and over and over. That's the level of hate, though. That's the kind of hate I'm talking about. So when I hear this us stuff, and I'm talking about my intermediate family, my close relatives, how does it work outside of that? Just because we got skin color? That ain't it either. Even in my city, it's about families against families and blocks against blocks. So who is the us exactly? Too much
See,
infighting,
when I
too
speak
many
like that,
wars,
it's
and these
because I
not
was
petty
brought
wars.
up
This is
around.
cousins deleting cousins, shootouts and stabbings, fist fights.
And see, my situation different because me growing up in Chicago, like we, the block, every block, like the whole block, you had
Hold
even
on,
if
y'all can hear me?
y'all wasn't blood family,
Yeah.
y'all was
Just hear
family
me.
because y'all took care of each other.
Wait,
You
just
can
hear
You
hear
feel
me
me?
me,
out. You know
Smoke.
So
who
That's
channel?
him.
Hello.
That's me. You know who channel this for?
Who just hear me out?
Yeah. Do you
What?
know who channel this for? Do you know who channel this for?
He doesn't understand the black
I
talk.
think
Do you
it's
know whose
Sherelle's
channel
channel.
this is? Just hear me out.
Yeah, Sherelle.
Okay, long as you're around. Nightish, this is what I'm saying though.
Wait. How would I be here
Your
if I didn't know what
what
channel it was?
this like separation
Yeah.
comes from like your generation. So just imagine the trickle down by the time it gets to mine.
No.
You understand what I'm saying?
This separation began with my great great grandmother.
So if we've been separated three, four
Then after,
generations before you,
yes,
and
yes,
then I'm
yes,
3 generations after you,
yes.
like we're doomed. Like this shit is toast. This shit is
That's
a
my
wrap. How
point.
do you fix
Yeah.
this shit?
So that's what I mean by who is the us. That's exactly my
So you're
point.
saying it's broken beyond repair. So what's the
Well, I don't know.
solution?
I don't know how to repair it. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how to repair it.
no. I don't think that it's broken beyond repair. I think that it's been this cycle that we've done. And my thing is we have to create our clans, our tribes. You know,
Okay.
it's the same way that our grandmothers and great grandmothers did. Their siblings split too. But at the end of the day, we had big enough tribes amongst them to create something that looked like
see,
something by the
that's what
time we got to the 90s.
I agree with that comment. Like I was brought up different. That's why I say the us is like, so I don't know about everybody raised different, right? Like I
Yeah.
got people from the South, all of that. My grandma still live and they live in a people house. Like my dad's side, we got a family house in the South. We got on my daddy's side and my mama's side. So our houses are still there. Family go there when they suffering and need. They go to those family houses and live, but they got to keep it up too. And like me, I'm born and raised in Chicago. So when we grew up on the block, it was like all of the elders they looked out after the kids and all of their generations. So like your neighbors became family too, and so like the generational stuff, like I said, my cousin took place because my cousin passed away. Like my grandma, she's still living. So her sisters, like her sisters, some of her sisters are dying off, but like we still got them and we still have our family reunions and we come together even when we, beefing and all of that, we still come together, celebrate together. We still have those cook, Sunday dinners. Everybody got to call each other, make sure we come. So it's like kind of different for me. So that's why when I say who you saying who is us, like I know who us is. So
Yeah, you know
it's
who you
different and
are.
it's good to see other people speak on it and hear it because like I can't say the same,
Yeah,
So
yeah. You know who you are. You know how you fit in your family. I understand that. I know a bunch of
I
pockets of
subscribe.
people. I know a bunch of pockets of people. A group over here, a group over there. I know about that.
Yeah,
That's
because
why,
like,
that's why I say who is the us, because even though it's these pockets of people, where is the clear, unified, this is us as a whole? Like the name FBA is supposed to be a collective. ADOS is supposed to be a collective. But why is there ADOS and an FBA and a B1?
yeah, I
Foundational
thought they
Black
were all kind of
Americans,
like the
Fulfillment
same
American
facade.
thing.
Descendants
They're
of
not the
Slaves,
same thing.
Black First. Why are there three groups? Why doesn't Yvette Cornell get
I
along
thought
with
they were the same thing too.
Tariq
But
Nasheed? They're separated.
I think because when immigrants come to this country, they're incentivized to stay away from Black Americans and not
Yes,
group think with us.
definitely.
They
Definitely.
have a separation. And the
Yes.
thing about it is what makes us unique is our history that we share, which is the same thing with them. The Jamaicans share a common history. The Dominicans, they share a common history. The Puerto Ricans, they share a common history. The Nigerians, they share a
Yes.
common history. A
Yes.
history of their people, the heritage of their
Yes.
people.
Yes.
We have our own heritage and our own history.
I know
And the
why
thing
they formed this shit, but this shit is splinter like a motherfucker, and the Haitians are splinter. Haitians don't get along with Haitians. Not all of them. They just make it seem like that. Everybody's fighting like a motherfucker. But
Yeah,
I
even the
I
Asians,
understand
even
why
the
they
whites.
formed FBA, but FBA, B1, and ADOS should all be one thing. Why separated is fuckery and ignorance and the same shit, is all I'm saying. It shouldn't be no separation between foundational Black Americans and American descendants of slaves and Black first people. That should all be one thing, but it is not.
Okay,
It's the
so
same
do the
shit in them groups that it
I
is
think
in
I
people
think that's
intimate
language
families.
nitis. I think that's language nitis.
well,
I
I would
know
say
you
that
think
just
it's
going off of the
language,
title,
but
it
it's
sounds
not.
like ADOS. It sounds like ADOS would include the quote unquote tethers. Am I right?
No, ADOS is supposed
No.
to be American descendants of slaves. It can't include people that's immigrants.
Okay.
Yvette Cornell and Antoine Moore can't be included. In fact, they talk about all the differences, how those are people of color and we're colored people. To hear them fucking break shit down, it's like, okay, so just like our families. It's splintered up like a motherfucker. So, and get away from the tethers. Let's not even put the other people in. Let's just deal with the people that was here, the descendants of slaves. So that would be FBA. FBA don't include immigrants either. So then what is the separation between FBA and ADOS? It's Tariq Nasheed versus Yvette Cornell and Antoine Moore. They
So it's a
got their
proxy
camps.
war.
So still splintered. When I look at all this shit, it's splinter, individual separated groups that's ready to fight with each other. So that's what I mean by who is the us. Because it should be all encompassing, all together.
Well, you said they splinter. How are they splintered?
Listen to them talk to each other.
Yeah, but if they have a common goal, or if my thing is
No.
how are
That makes
they
common sense.
splintered?
That makes common sense, but they're splintered.
Because we can say that our grandparents and their siblings are splintered.
They are.
But if we were to have a family reunion and we come together, we'd all see them.
Yeah, but in that family reunion, you have a bunch of people whispering to you, don't say nothing to your uncle that mess with them little cousins. Don't say nothing to him because he the one who shot his brother. Don't say nothing. It's all in family secrets, right? There really should be like, should you have them people around you?
Well, them your family. You
Okay,
still
well, if you
they
see it that
still
way,
got to
okay.
be around.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's still your family. Hey, guess what? Yeah, your uncle shot your uncle shot somebody over there.
In the
Yeah,
family, yes.
yeah, in the family, it happens. It's
Yes.
still your family, and he got kids, and his
Yes.
kids got kids. So
Yes.
you
And they
can't
ready
say,
and they ready to go to war behind the old stuff. So they still ready to funk with the family.
and like I said, that's our problem. And that's why I said we can't not
Thank
talk to
you.
them because they might
Thank
have
you.
children and they might have children. Like I know we want to say, oh, well, no, we gotta excommunicate the old uncle who might have touched on somebody.
No.
It's
You
like
gotta know
you
your
do
family
know
so
that
you
they
don't
had
have no
kids, right?
incest. I understand that. You gotta know your family so you not have family sleeping with your family.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because you know back in the day that men used to have kids and not say nothing. And
Yes.
that's another thing we need to get under control too. We had a generation of people that was very secretive about what they were doing
Yes.
and had kids at a lot of different places. And
Yes.
that's something the men need to talk about and get under control.
But
Because
my
I know
point
that
is my point is this: none of that has been resolved. It's just secrets, family secrets.
yeah, but the older generation knows, and the older generation doesn't talk about it. And instead of not talking about
So
it,
since they
you need to
know and
talk
they
about
didn't
it.
talk about it, that girl you fell in love with at school and knocked up, you find out was your cousin.
But and
That's why
also
y'all baby is like that.
but see, I want to challenge because I had the balls enough to do this. Do you got the balls enough to even ask
All right,
your
now you're getting on
That's
grandfather?
my
why
turf.
my family be funking with me because I ask these questions. You have to listen to my stream earlier, Dan. You hear me? You already talked about this earlier. This exact subject, how the family, all this crap that was going on.
Yeah, but do
This
you got
exact subject. I talked about it earlier.
And see, and you right, Nidus, we have to have the balls to ask our grandfathers and our great uncles, hey man,
Yes,
write down all of your children, write them all down on this piece of paper, and I want the numbers, especially the ones that you still contact on the low. Look, I want the numbers of them because at the end of the day,
That's
go
why
ahead,
the
Sheree.
that's why the nuclear family is so important because I'ma just like be honest and because you can have a situation where kids grew up in the same house with the same mom and dad, and those kids don't even necessarily grow up close depending on how they were raised or how they came up. If it's extremely even hard to keep that type of family together, when we do all of these open broken homes and blended families, like we're damn near making it impossible for these families to just grow up as families when they have all these other things that they're compartment like coming from a person who has 17 different siblings. And the fact is only one of those siblings that I have the same mom and dad from. Either some of those kids or some of my siblings have a different mom or some of my siblings have a different dad. Only one of them have the same mom and dad as me, but it's still 17 of us. We are not close like a family should be. We're not close like siblings should be. When you think of that, though, you think of 17 siblings, and you think I'm the only one, me and my brother. I have a brother who doesn't have kids, and I don't have kids. All the rest of my siblings have kids. That's 15 people with kids. The majority, two of them have one kid. And then the rest of them have multiple kids. And I mean 3 or more. That's over 100 grandkids. So, and then the
Do you
grandkids
look at
have
them as
kids.
a us?
That's what I'm saying. Like our family is so divided. It's like really worse. It's like me and the bottom 3, the younger 3 are closer. The middle 3 are closer. The older 3 are closer. And even though we see each other at funerals or gatherings or family things like that, we love each other as siblings. But on a consistent basis, are we growing? Are we financially putting in with each other to invest in things? Are we family planning? Are we doing any of that? No, we are not, because we lost out on that opportunity because parents just did not what they wasn't handling their business in the way that they should have been bringing up the kids. Like people stop
Shamir,
actually
I want to ask you the
raising
same
the
question.
family.
I want to ask you the same question again.
Agree.
Do you look at them people, that whole number of the ones you saying is just your 17 brothers and sisters, as in us? Although you know them as your family, although you know them, do you look at them as a us, or do you look at them couple that you get along with as the us?
I look at the couple that I get along with.
Thank you.
Get along
That's
with
what I
'cause,
mean when I
you
say
know,
that.
I disagree with that.
I love all my siblings. I do. I love all
Right.
of them, but am I close to all of them? No.
No.
Because you
Cause
But
gotta
see,
my mama
understand
got
that
9 kids, so we not
my
close.
siblings don't just have me, right? Because I'm not factoring the step siblings, right? So I may have my
Right.
sister, my daddy has 14 kids. Well, his oldest daughter, her mom has also 5 other daughters and another son. So she has 6 other siblings on that side because she was raised by her father and her mother. When it was time for her to be by her mama, of course she was closer to those kids that her mama was raised in the house with her. So she prioritizes that family. Whereas I prioritize the brother that was raised in the house with me full time.
Yes,
See?
that's my point. That's all my point ever is. I know
But
about
if we was
pockets
a
of
nuclear
people that have
family and we
twins.
all would have had to be raised in the same house, I feel like it would be a us. If we were
Yeah.
taught financial literacy and group economics and things like that, just to build and grow with each other, we would be a fucking conglomerate. We would be a dynasty. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because there's
yes.
so many of us, but it's like we was not raised to think like that.
I
And that's
mean, but
So
because of
even
other
still,
people's reckless decisions and reckless behavior. But it's like, how do we fix it?
right.
but
So
even
here's
still, even
another
within that
example.
nuclear family, Sherelle, my us doesn't necessarily extend outside my first cousins. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
So that's my point. It's all fragmented up. But let's go a little bit larger. Why doesn't Byron Allen, Robert Smith, Jay-Z, all these billionaires pool resources and buy, because America's for sale, a black town or Africa town or whatever you want to call it? This because they're all foundational black Americans, if I'm not mistaken. Robert Smith, Byron Allen, Jay-Z.
well, why should they? Since we're sitting here talking about us, why
Right.
should they
So
do it
if
for
they shouldn't,
everybody?
so
Why
if
not?
they
Why?
brother,
Hold on.
let me say
If
this.
they should do it for everybody else, why
No,
should
no,
they
not for
just do it
everybody
for
else,
their
for
family
themselves. Not for
or
everybody
for
else,
their
for themselves.
family?
For themselves. A business thing that works for them and us. Not for
Well,
us.
not us, just their family. They have enough family; they probably can fill the town up. If you really think about it, like me personally, I think I'm a little different because, I would say my us is my last name and the people tied to it. Because I was always raised that my last name is the most important name, not the first name. What you do is representing your last name. And that's where I think we need to get back to in terms of when we have children, you have to give those children that father's last name. Because that father's last name is the one that's going to stand the testament of time. And that's why it was always important for men to have sons to carry on that name because you won't lose it. That's why I was a big stickler about having sons because my sons are really not. I don't look at them this. Yes, they're descendants of me, but I'm having them for my grandfather. I'm having them for my grandfather. They're going to carry on my grandfather's last name and his father's last name. And see, we lose it because we all start. We can't find each other because you can't look in the phone book and find them. You can't look in the phone book and say, oh, well, there go a whole bunch of Johnsons right there. Because now we're starting to give these boys last names. Now we understand the girls might get married, but they know their maiden name. And at the end of the day, we have to. That's why I said we have to give these boys the father's last name because
Because
that's
your
what
maiden
ties
name
them
is your
to the
middle
lineage.
name. It becomes your middle name.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, so you still have
my
it.
maiden name is
I
Jones, and I marry a Adams. My name would then be Sherelle Jones Adams. So
Adams,
even my
yeah,
family would know, oh, her maiden name is Jones. This is family. Yes.
yes,
R-
yeah.
But even still, I have my daddy's last name, but my mom's side is more intact than my daddy's side. Even with all the girls over there on that side, and the lack of, I mean, I can count on one hand how many Sherroes is left. You know what I'm saying?
so y'all did the
Sherroe is the
hyphen thing.
plantation name. I can count on one hand how many of them people are left.
So
Ain't too
y'all
many
did the
Sherroes.
hyphen thing.
Well, no, I don't think it has to be the hyphen thing. Like my
Do you
mom
know
and
what
my
I mean when
wife.
I say that though, Big Mufasa?
No, I know exactly what you mean. But I'm saying like my
Like
mom and my
Whitney
wife.
Houston Brown. She didn't call herself Whitney
I
Brown.
know, Nidus. Can you listen to me for a second?
I'm
My
listening to you the
mom,
whole time, brother. I don't know why you think I'm not.
because you keep talking over me.
No, because I was
My
trying to make a
no,
point
because you
before
keep talking over me. You just keep talking. My mom and my wife took their last name and shifted it to the middle name. It wasn't hyphenated, but it's the middle name, and they dropped the middle name. My thing is, they don't have to hyphenate it. They can just put it to the middle name, and you still can find your family. So it doesn't have to be hyphenated. That's all I was saying.
Anyway, I was in my children's life from the time it was born, raising them the whole time. They got my last name, whatever else. They don't even really talk to each other like that. People are individuals. They're going to do what they're going to do. So I can appreciate the idea of an us. I just don't know who the so-called us is.
I think they'll at least be able to. I at least think they'll be able to find each other, though. That's the good
they
part.
know where each other are. But my son just got through calling me the other day, asking me what his older brother number is.
Oh Lord!
I mean, and that's what I was speaking on. Like, we still come, even though we broken apart, we still come together. Like, even though we don't like each other, we still come together and celebrate together. Like, we know
Okay,
who
you
each
celebrate
other is.
together. What are you? Well, yeah, y'all got it.
I'm saying, like, family reunions, all of that. Like, we know, like, the history, because we have people who, tell us those histories. Those family secrets they heard. I mean, it's like, wow, what? Really? My cousin, like, okay, so those family secrets we speaking on, like, we speak on those secrets, like, because my sisters and my cousin are sisters. And it's like, what? And I'm like, that ain't my fucking sister. That's my cousin. You ain't finna tell me. Like, yes, that's my cousin. You're not my sister. Yeah, she's my sister. So they can call each other sisters, but I'm not doing that shit. That's some crazy wild shit. Like, how did that even come about? But those secrets came out in my family. So it's like we got some creepy, crazy shit going on in our family. But again, we are separate. I mean, like, my mama got 9 kids. And I understand, just like Sherelle was just saying, like, we don't get along, but we know who each other is, and we talk, we may check on each other. We come together when need be, but that's just it. I wish we could, build that fact, because I want to. I go to them all the time. Like, too many of us, we should have businesses, we should have houses. They don't think like that.
What if you found out that your sister was your mother?
Can you say that again?
What if you found out that your sister was your mother?
That's some creepy, crazy shit.
Because what they used to do is when their young daughters had these kids, they would ship them down south, bring them back, and just say, "That's our son." But that was really their son.
Hey, he's right. That ain't crazy.
He find out that's really my mama, not my sister.
No, Nidus is right. That ain't crazy. Shit. That ain't crazy as you think. Nidus is right. That happened a lot. And it's the same thing. Well, nothing is today. We don't do it as much today, but grandparents are still raising kids. So like, Nidus is right. That happened a lot that we don't talk about in terms of, because they just raise you and they just in the house with everybody else and they start calling grandmama mama too.
Yeah. Grandma was your mama.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that people want to tell us that these are Tyler Perry stories and these are Color Purple stories.
No, that's
even though these are stories that we these are stories that we live. This is our life.
Because
this is our lives, like
all the time. I'm like, that's my cousin. You're not my sister. So she don't talk to me. She don't talk to me because I tell her all the time, you're not my sister. Stop putting her in our sister group. She is not my sister. She's our cousin. That's some crazy wild shit. I'm not going around to the world telling them that's my cousin sister.
Well, hold on. I got a question for you. But did she grow up with y'all?
Yes.
So she was in the same house
and
with
I
y'all.
knew her as my cousin. And then it came out, like I said, we had a cousin who know all the family secrets, and she just told us, like, that's your cousin, but also your sister. And I'm like, what? and we little kids, and I'm like, no. Till this day, she don't like my cousin. Don't like me because I tell her she's not my fucking sister. You're my cousin. So
Do y'all have the
sometimes I
same dad or
separate myself.
something?
No, she's not on my dad. So she's from my mom's side. Like my dad, and that's another thing. My dad raised my mama kids, but come to find out they wasn't his kids, and he thought they was his kids all along. And then boom, somebody in the family tell us like, you know, your mama twins ain't your daddy kids. And I'm like, what? And then my dad, I argue my daddy up and down. He like, them my kids. And he still claim them as his kids, even knowing they
Yeah,
not.
old men have that pride of an old man gives old men back in the day they give you their last name, you their property in their mind. They don't really care about the DNA. That's kind of how the
Yeah.
old niggas
He still
was.
consider them his kids. And I just
And
I'm like, them
so
my
they your
sisters,
mama,
so
they your mama kids
yeah,
biologically,
they my mom
but they
kids. My mom had 9 kids. My dad, out of all 9 kids, my dad thought 6 of them was his.
and even though she's your mom's daughter, you don't feel like she's your sister
That
because
is my
somebody
mom.
raised.
No, my sister is my sister, but my auntie daughter is not my sister.
Oh, okay. So your auntie daughter
So your
is
father
your
sleep with
daddy
your auntie?
daughter.
My auntie daughter is my sister's sister.
Is your sister
So
sister? So
my
your
sister does
mama
not
and
my
your
daddy.
auntie.
My,
Yeah, okay.
my
Your mama
sister,
and your auntie have a baby daddy in common.
Yes.
That's
yeah,
not your daddy. Okay,
yeah. That's
I
some
get what you're
crazy
saying.
wild shit. And I just like that's if
Not
yeah.
kind of common
So
though.
me and my cousin don't talk
Kind
because
of
I
regular.
tell her she's not my sister.
But see, and Nidus was just getting to that point though, lovely. Is that really worth it? Is that really worth the splitting the family over a cousin or a sister? Do we really have to feel that strongly about that? Is it? I'm not. I'm just saying. Is that really worth
Oh
it?
man, look. I mean, she disowning me because I tell her she's not my sister. I still look at her as my cousin. Yeah, I'm gonna accept you as my cousin. But when when it comes to being siblings, no. And I tell them like that you talking about doing a sister dinner and shit like that, and we all taking pictures, and then you got this cousin in the picture, and everybody wondering like, that's not your sister. Why she in the picture? Or you
Well,
got those family members like,
Yes. So then,
that's
yeah, my
not your
point is,
sister. She in the
checkmate,
picture.
checkmate.
but
So
hold on.
yeah,
Didn't
I
you say
guess
that's
it
your
is that
sister,
And then
sister
important.
you
though?
gotta explain that shit.
Big
Oh,
That's
Mufasa,
you
some
don't. You
Big
wild
don't want to
shit.
Mufasa,
explain it. Okay.
Big Mufasa,
No, I'm
checkmate.
not explaining it. Like, I'm not finna break it down to you that that's my cousin and my sister because my mama and my auntie decided to fuck on the same nigga.
Checkmate.
Right, but is it that serious to go ahead and point it out all the time? Like that's not my sister. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When
that's
it
what I was
comes to
saying.
family, when it comes to things doing like sister, we do those. Let's go out as sisters, and then you got to take those pictures. And it comes to you posting it on social media, and then everybody questioning like, hey, why Kiki was in the picture with y'all? I thought y'all was doing a sister thing. And then it's like, here we go. Like, I don't want to, and I'm gonna be honest, it's me. I'm not accepting it. So when they come to being like, and she come, and I'm like, fuck is she doing here? They like, oh, that's my sister. That's how they want me to accept that, and I'm not trying to accept that. I accept her as my cousin, but not my sister.
So Big Mufasa, checkmate.
Yeah, man.
So at the
Yeah.
family
Wow.
reunion, wait. At the
You
family
right, Nidus.
reunion, them ones that the uncle did something to now is grown and they got kids, and them kids want to put hands on that uncle. So you got the aunties and everybody else talking about leave your uncle alone.
Yeah.
But
So
Lovely,
They want to
he's describing you though. That's why he said checkmate. He describing what you doing.
oh yeah, I'm in agreement.
and then
Like
ones that want to put
it's some
hands on their
crazy
uncle,
wild shit.
do
Like
not call him their uncle. They call him a pedo or a chomo.
even when you
Your
was
uncle.
describing what if your cousin was your mama shit type shit. Like we got family in the South who daddy you got your cousin fucking the sister, the wife's sister, and then the cousin of the sister. Like they
Right.
do some crazy shit, and I'm
Right.
like, what?
So it's not just a Tyler Perry movie, right? Exactly.
Oh no, yeah, it's reality for me.
Yes. And those people you wouldn't call us. They're not a part of you. You disown them.
It's a reality for me because
Thank
I
you.
see it within my own family.
Thank you.
And see, and most of the time that goes back down to the kids.
Yes.
The kids are hurt behind it. And so they splinter the family. So and that's why another reason it's like men, we have to pay attention to who we sleep with. This is why we can't be sexually reckless, because we don't understand the damage that it does later on. And we might say, oh, well, no, it was consensual, yeah, but if you get her and her sister pregnant, do you know the ramifications of that down the line? Do you know 40 years from now, when you got two sisters pregnant and they start having kids and
Do
they
they
start
care?
having kids? My
Do
thing
they
is,
care?
but now they don't even really want to talk about their father, because their father is also, there is also their cousin's father.
Yes.
And
Man,
then
that's
you
deep.
gotta break that shit down to your kids. Like when you ain't
Yeah.
like when they together as being sisters instead of cousins, you gotta then they got your cousin. I mean, like my sister them, they kids, and they be like confused, like, what you mean, I thought that was your cousin, but you just called her your sister, and then you gotta break that down. Like that's some crazy shit.
And then
But
So
here's
see,
another thing about
after a football game in the ninth grade, I saw this dude, right? And this was in Gardena. Like a large concentration of my family is from Gardena. After the football game, I see this dude. He cute. I was gonna try and holler, and then he took off his jacket, and it was my family reunion T-shirt that he had on under it, with the Sherrod family reunion, 1990, whatever year that was that shirt came from, and that freaked me the hell out. And this is not even on some mixing of the auntie did this with the cousin, da 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 da. Nah, his mama was my mom's first cousin. Some crazy shit.
I'll give you one better. My grandfather had some outside kids, right? My uncle fell smitten for this girl. Now, of course, they at school, they didn't know. They just hitting it off. He brings the girl to the house one day. Mom, Dad, I want you to meet my new girlfriend. She walks in the house. My granddad takes one look at her and said, and she looks at him, eyes get big. He pretty much had to explain everything right then and there. Now, grandma might have knew about a couple of them, but she didn't know who this girl was. She didn't know who this girl was. And actually, she was a sibling of, one of the older kids that he had and she knew about, but she didn't know that he had multiple kids with that lady. It wasn't just one. He had about 4 of them, So the thing was, they were dating, and they had it took them to come together and come to the house for them to find out. But see, this happened way back in the 60s. See, that's what happens when you have outside kids.
But let me tell you what happens in 2020, 2017, my friend DJ, shout out to DJ, found some little thick chocolate girl in the new apartments that he was in and started smashing her. And a couple of months down the line after having sex with her, Father's Day came up. And she decided to post a picture of her dad dedicating Happy Father's Day to him. And it was his daddy too.
Oh no, they were smashing already.
Smashing already.
Wow.
Oh no.
If y'all don't know, like it happens so much in Louisiana. Like Kevin Gates have a story about being with his
I
cousin,
was
getting his
just
cousin
gonna say
pregnant.
Kevin Gates.
Young,
I was just gonna bring that up.
young boy have a like a story about messing with his cousin. Yes, baby.
But I'll do you even one better. How about your family so fucked up with fucking on each other and got now it dragged down generation to generation. Now it's brothers and sisters fucking on each other. And then when one of the siblings come out and say, yeah, he was touching on me and the brother denying it the whole time. But then you go do a test and then it come out that the brother was really touching on the sibling. Like that should be fucked up because you got cousins, you got a sister, you got your sister, and then your cousin, your cousin is your sister's. It's just hard to explain. Like I live the reality. I know people who like really live those lives. And it's just fucked up.
Yeah, and see, man, look, I'm gonna tell y'all, it goes back down to us as men. See, it comes back to us because we like to creep and we don't say shit. We know shit is across town over there. We know the lady up the street that them two kids right there is mine, but because I'm too scared to say it, you don't say it. And my thing is, yes, I can look at my grandfather and great uncle and my great uncles now and say, yeah, by the time they old, they had it right. They had told everything. But when they was in their 20s and 30s, they didn't tell everything. See, when them kids was growing, when them kids, you right, when them kids was growing up, them kids didn't know. Of course they know now, they in their 50s. But I'm like, when they was 15 and 16 and 17, them men were keeping that stuff a secret. And trust me, some of that stuff goes on today. I gotta be honest with my brothers. Yeah. Y'all know some of that stuff is going on today when you smashing a girl up the street or around the corner and she got two of your kids, but you ain't gonna come back and tell your old lady you didn't talk her into, I'm gonna shoot by there once a week, I'm gonna drop you off some money. And just, cause she know you married. It's like that goes back to us. Sometimes, man, we got, in order to keep your lineage together, you got to be willing to go down with the ship. Because guess what? Your kids are more important.
Checkmate.
Your kids are more important. Guess
Checkmate.
what? She might leave. But guess what? At the end of the day, my kids gonna know each other, and they ain't gonna be coming across each other and not know who they are.
Exactly. And I tell that to my daughter dad all the time. You got to get them kids together and let them know who they is. Because they run across each other and try to date each other. That's some fucked up shit. Even if you and your baby mama don't get along, even if the two baby mamas don't get along, at least let them kids know who they is. Bring them together once a week or maybe one time out of the just let them know who they are, who each other is. So that ancestry shit won't go on. I hate my daughter don't know her sibling. And I tried to do it when she was a little girl. And I keep pictures of them from when I used to get them when she was little. And I had to show, but when you get older, your face change. You don't look at how you was when you was little.
Yeah. Especially
now
especially
they need
boys.
to get together while they older. And I try to explain that to my daughter's dad all the time. Like, man.
And all these things sound amazing. All these things sound amazing. I hear what Big Mufasa saying, Usher's the men and all that stuff, but I have to say it again. Checkmate. Y'all all made my point for me. Who is the us? And look, we go back to that too. The grandmama had two phases of kids too. She had them kids when she was super young. She had them kids when she was older. So I have uncles that's the same age as my sister. And I got
Facts. We don't talk
uncles.
about that. We don't talk
Oh
about
yeah.
that, Nidus. Nidus, you think about
Yeah.
we talk about the single mothers and marrying single mothers. Our grandfathers did it, and we don't talk about that shit.
Yes.
That
Oh
our
yeah.
grandmothers might have had 3 kids in her teens, and he met her by the time she was 18, 19. She already had 2 kids.
My great
We don't
Yeah,
talk
but
grandmother
about
on
that.
grandma
both
took care
sides
of them.
started having
But
kids when they
grandma
was
took care of
13.
them, and grandma they call it grandma mama.
My
Yeah, because they
grandmother's
know.
youngest is like 10 years older than my oldest brother. And I mean, my older brother. And my older brother is the first grandchild out of the clan.
My father is 30 years older than his little brother.
But you know something? Let's really talk about it if we're gonna talk about it. How back in the day, them people used to be marrying their little girls off. And a lot of times when them little 15-year-old girls was pregnant, they would marry them
13
to an adult male, right? They would
to a
marry them
grown man, yeah.
to adult grown men because they didn't want to have that responsibility. But a lot of times those babies that those girls were pregnant with was for a 15-year-old boy. Was for some little boy, but she married that grown man, and that grown man gave them babies their last name. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
both of
and
both of my maternal and fraternal grandmothers were both married at 15, and both of my grandfathers were grown men. That is one generation from me. One. That is my dad's mom and my mom's mom. They were both married at 15. That is how close we are. I'm 29. We are not so far removed from the damage. We are not so far removed from the toxicness and the trauma, and we all breaking away. So now this is right. Checkmate. Who is the us? Ain't no us.
but
We
see,
gotta
are
figure
we
out who
moving
we
away
are.
from it? Are we moving away from the toxicness, or it's just in a different form now? See, maybe we're finding out that we've always been toxic. We just hit it a little better. But we've always been toxic. So that I'm gonna be honest with you, it kind of give me, a little. Not I ain't gonna say give you hope, but it's like we like to revere the older generation, and they were toxic. They were toxic as hell too.
Mhm.
They were toxic as hell, all doing all sort of stuff in the dark. So it's like, well, when
They
you
just didn't
see,
have the social media to put it on Front Street.
man, I'm telling you now, if they had not
You
social
have to wait
media
until your drunk auntie got mad at Christmas and spilled
and
all the
told
beans.
everything, yeah, it's like if we had social media in the 1950s, boy, we would know what we would find out. Because all your grandfather and great grandfather baby mamas will be telling on that nigga, posting them kids online. They're going live. He ain't he need to come over here and take care of my babies. He over there with that woman taking care of her babies. Think about it. If we
Talking
had
about
social media back
Charlene,
then,
Earl was over here last night. Uh-huh.
yep.
Yeah.
But this is my thing. They empowered the broken homes because they was having
Girl, are you
multiple
trying to
homes.
hypnotize us with these clouds? Why are we in this like
Are you getting sleepy?
it's not getting me sleepy, it's getting me anxiety.
No, but here's the
Ah,
cold part. Now we
I
got
feel
the
like I'm on an
younger men.
airplane.
We got the
I'll take
younger
it off
men
for you.
trying to go back to that. We're trying to go back to that. It's okay to have a side piece and all this kind of stuff like that. As long as you take care of your kids, then it's supposed to be all good.
Nah.
They advocating for that kind of crap
But,
now.
Yes,
but, but
yes,
see,
that's a
but
fact.
see, Khaled, hold on, you got to understand something. If I was honest as a man, it never left. That part has never left. You hold on. You think that's changed at all? Oh no no no
No, it
no
has.
no.
The only thing that's changed is the fact that they're trying to make it okay now. Like it's not supposed to be like an
But Callie, not
asterisk
for
next to your
everybody.
name on it.
Not for everybody though. Only
But see,
the
my
elite, only the what they call them, the alpha males. versus
but
what they trying
Okay,
to
but if
lie
everybody
and
is
say
claiming to be an
that's not
alpha
the
male,
truth.
then nobody's an alpha male. So
Yeah, I agree with that too. But what they lying and trying to say is that JP is far off. They're trying to say that the homosexuals don't got a rotation. When this girl get mad with him, he don't go over and sleep on that girl couch.
Exactly.
When that
They
girl get
definitely
mad
got
at
a
him,
rotation.
he go sleep at that girl couch.
but see, like I said,
And that's
that's
that
my
be the
my
the
point.
whole thing is just that people like to try to pretend like everything is about money and da da da. Like, nigga, whoever created us, I would say it's God. No, the creator, nobody put you on the planet with 7 other billion people to somehow feel like you're supposed to be alone. Nigga, y'all crave companionship. People crave companionship. People
Yes.
want to have somebody. People
Yes.
can't stand the thought of being alone. So yeah, even Jay Prince can have a rotation, and even Jay Prince, if there's a woman out there that's gonna let him have sex with her with a plastic bag,
Yep.
there's a woman out there that's gonna let him have sex with her with a plastic glove and get her pregnant and carry the baby full term. Like,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
a fact.
reality that we live in.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And see, I wanna move back to Callie's point because see now it's talked about more now. I say out in the open, but see, men, we've always known that. We've always known that we'll creep and we do that and we'll have this over there. Men have never been more open about that than they are today. And it's like,
But
in
you
my
know something?
opinion, men talk entirely too much about it because I seen men who didn't say nothing about it. You kept your lips closed about shit like that.
But you know
Is
something?
that a
The
good
thing
thing?
about it is that that was the beauty of the manosphere. That was the beauty of the red pill. A lot of people took it as like, just like everybody knows, if you sit in a dark room and you've been asleep all day and you sit in that dark room and somebody comes and flashes that light or pulls the curtains back and you see the sunshine,
Yeah, it's
it
gonna hurt
hurts
your
you.
eyes.
That's how the truth hurts. The truth hurts. When the truth is exposed and the light shows, it hurts, and you want them to turn the lights back off so you can stabilize, but you honestly, you're still in that moment of shock, because once you know something or you've seen something, you can't unnecessarily just unsee it. So in a way, red pill, it really exposed the real nature and made everybody aware of what we didn't see. It got us out the matrix. Like, we may not like the nature of men and the bullshit they be on and the things that they think, but we will be able to recognize the good men who are overcoming their nature and making the sacrifices that are like doing what they need to do. We can appreciate them more, and we know how to stay away from the bandits
And
or
my only
whatever. Shout out to
problem
the
with that
bandits.
perspective of the man in the red pill is that people, when we go gender, no, people.
But you know what, Sherelle? I'm gonna tell you what I don't like about that because that brings more scrutiny. Because see, one thing that I do know is we say, "Oh no, well we shine the light, and now we know who are the good men and who are the bandits." Yet my thing is, by the time these guys are 50 and 60, they're not bandits anymore.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. Now
My
all of a
father's
sudden,
80. He's still a bandit.
well, some guys. But my thing is, I've known guys. This is why I carry the mantra bandit because I've known guys. I've been a guy. I told you I had 2 kids in 1 year at 18. You know what I mean? My thing is, I know guys who was doing stuff in the late teens and early 20s, got married at 24, stayed married for 60 years, raised their family, loved their wife, and now, the banditry is forgotten. The banditry is forgotten, and are we going to say that those are terrible men? Because if we go back and we look at, see, today we pick apart Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King
Yeah.
loved
But
them white hoes.
if your banditry can be forgotten, can your horniness be deleted? Because that's what it sounds like. The male version of my horniness got deleted.
It did not.
Well, eventually, guess what? Eventually, your grandmama's horns got deleted.
No, it did not.
Okay. But my thing is, when she got in that casket and at the end of the daggone road,
No,
nobody
they
thought
felt
about that
sorry on
horn.
that day.
I always
Huh?
say that depends on the person.
It depends on the person because there was some people still saying she wasn't shit as she was in the coffin.
Yeah, but you can't say that you're not gonna have nobody saying she ain't shit after 60 years of great service. Because the people
Yes,
that's
they
saying she
do.
ain't
Yes, they do.
no, because the people that's saying she ain't shit is dead and gone. They don't remember it.
No, listen, brother. Let me give you an example. I told you about I know my great greats and my grandparents and whatever else, right? So one of the aunties slept with one of the grandparents' brother. So she got a bunch of kids, but one of the kids is from a family member. She's done nothing since that day but take care of generations. You know what they talk about all the time? She slept with that uncle. So it doesn't matter that she raised generations. Their thing is, I call that what they call nowadays cancel culture. We found a tweet from 10 years ago that you said this, so we're going to hold you accountable for it. This shit had to have happened in the 60s or 70s when she did this. They're talking about this shit in fucking 2018.
That shit is so crazy. Like, is like, are we just like born sexual deviants? This is ridiculous.
I think that people can be in positions where they're desperate and vulnerable. It's like the
I
scene
think
from the
people
Five
like
Heartbeats
sex.
when Big Red walked in that funeral after he deleted that woman's husband and walked up to her with that flower and said, "You in a time of need."
Hey, I think as human beings, we think too highly of ourselves. I think we think too
Exactly.
highly of ourselves. I think that we think, oh my God, this is so terrible. And then you look back and say, we've been doing this shit since the beginning of time. We've been doing this shit. And if we say, oh, you think it's just us? Go to the white side. See the deviant stuff they're over there doing.
No,
Go
it's
to the
human
Hispanic community.
beings.
So
It's
we
human
think that we're
beings.
better than what we are. See, we
No, it's
think that
human
we're so much
beings.
better. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Us as human beings, we think we're so much better than we are. We think we're not animalistic. We think we don't do these things, but when it comes to sex, you find out. You find out that we ain't that different. And
So
as much
here's
as
the
we like
Bible
to,
part. Here's the Bible
okay,
part of it, Big Mufasa.
Yeah,
They
cause
say
I agree.
the
You know, them
flesh.
grandmas used to get drunk as hell
Wait.
hiding that
Let me just
shit,
say this one
and
thing,
they
and
ain't want
I'm
to
gonna
hear
be
it.
quiet. The flesh is weak.
that's a fact. And like I said, I mean, we have to look down and say, as human beings, I mean, we like to run around and say, yeah, we need to have dick discipline and close our legs. Man, if we can look back to the religious age where we were very religious as a people, and we see all these children and all this deviant behavior, you expect now that God is completely gone for us to do it now? Yeah, we ain't gonna stop nothing. Yeah, he's completely gone out of a lot of these families, these young folks. He's completely gone. Most people are spiritual now. They don't even believe in the Bible. We don't go to church how
Yep.
we used to on Sunday.
Yep. Facts.
So, do we expect it to get
Sure
any
don't,
different?
cause people don't trust the church no more.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the preacher, right? The
Mm-hmm.
preacher got 4 women sitting in the front row,
Bishop.
all his baby mamas, and then he got the
All
women
the
on
baby
the
mamas, and
sitting
he got
next
the
to
little
him.
boys in the back teaching them special lessons on how to touch the
And then they
people.
getting drunk, coming in, touching on their nieces and nephews and daughters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So many
So
secrets. But grandma was getting drunk trying to hide. She knew about it, but she was too drunk to say something. She hid it behind the liquor because it was too hurtful, too painful for her to even think about it. So when you came to grandma and said something about it, she said, "Shut up. I don't want to hear that.
can I
You
ask everybody
lying."
on the
Think
panel this
about that
question right here?
recent
Can I ask
story.
everybody on the panel right here? Did y'all know that when your grandmama used to say, "Bless her heart," she was insulting somebody?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we knew. Cause she said
You
sarcastic.
said,
Bless her
"Did you know
heart.
what grandma what?"
They
When
would
she used to
always
say,
say when
"Bless
somebody
her
had a
heart."
peculiar looking baby or something, or somebody had a brand new baby, and the baby look peculiar or whatever. Like, oh, that's hard. You know, because people used to be having them old man babies.
I don't know why. I don't know why people don't get it. It is so much ugliness in this world. So much ugliness amongst these people. So much dissension. So much separation.
These
So when
people are
when you see these
evil.
men on these amongst people, when you see on these panels somebody going, "Bitch ass nigga, what's your low? I'll pull up." You hate yourself. You hate yourself and everything that look like you. It don't have nothing to do with that other person in the box. It has everything to do with.
And guess what, Nightish? That behavior was learned and passed down from somewhere.
Yes.
You think it just started? It was back in the 60s. They was pulling out knives. I'll cut you from pillar to post, or I'll cut you. I'm telling you, it's like, look, this man. I got a story
I heard
of
that
my.
saying so much growing up.
Oh yeah. That's my grandma used to say, boy. She said, boy, I cut you from pillar to post. You know. But I'm thinking like, man, my grandmother had a brother who fought in, I think it was fought in World War I. He was her older brother. Man, this man walked in the church and shot and killed the man because he wanted his wife. He had started sleeping with his wife. Wife tried to cut it off. He said, I'm gonna go in there and kill him. Walked in the church, shot and killed him at the altar. See, that was the kind of stuff going on. So it was like when we really see, he was an Indian. You know.
But Big Mufasa, my only problem with your story is that you making it seem like that stopped or something.
No, it didn't. It didn't stop nothing.
No, I'm saying that those kind of behaviors and attitude don't still exist to this day. Somebody might see you with your wife and just feel like, I deserve her. So maybe if I get him out the way.
That's a
J.
fact.
Cole made a song about it called "Girl in My Dreams."
Yeah. And see, that's
My
the
cousin
thing.
got her
What we
brains
see.
blown out
That's what she seen.
by a dude that broke up with her. She moved on. He broke up with her. She moved on. He was stalking her or whatever like that. Waited till everybody left or whatever and blew her brains out. And then killed himself in the house. Her sister had to come home and find them both laid up. She thought they would sleep. So she passed by the room and she just when
But
she
that's
noticed the
that
blood on the floor.
mentality of, if I can't have you, nobody else can.
If I can't have you, she can't either. That's Slick Rick.
That's that possession. People think you. People
Yeah,
feel like they
think
can
they own
possess
you.
you.
Yeah,
They think they own you.
So you can go out there and really put that thing on her if you think that's the thing to do. Now, what you gonna do when you try to leave?
I mean, in the same thing, man, my grandfather had a first cousin. He told me this story because we'd seen him at the family reunion, and he had a wife when he was in his early 20s. Well, she went to jail. I guess he was cheating, and he had a new baby on the side. She ended up going to jail because she saw the baby playing in the yard and went over there, grabbed the baby, grabbed the little boy and suffocated him right there in his mama's front yard. Suffocated him and killed him right there.
Man, listen. They just had a
Because that
man,
was her, that was her
woman big.
husband's.
A woman asked her baby daddy to watch her kids. That man put all three of that woman kids in the house and set it on fire. And let all three of them kids burn to death. This happened last week in New Orleans. Somebody that graduated from the same high school as me.
Jealousy, man.
The bigger issue is that these fucking people are evil. So, Nightish, what you really need to realize is
Your mic went out.
Yeah, we'll remind her because she probably hit a dead spot. But you, man, Nightish, these panel behaviors, they didn't come from nowhere. When you talk about people pulling up, man, we come from, and I'm not saying just us as black folks, volatile
people in general. Yes.
Yeah, volatile people. I mean, violent people.
Yes.
And some of our ancestors, we don't like to admit, we come from a family of people that don't mind getting down.
Yes,
that
yes.
that don't mind stepping, don't mind shooting you. They'll shoot you. They
See,
don't
Big
mind cutting you.
Mufasa, you think I don't be listening to you? You said we think we separated from them animals, and we are not.
Yeah, especially men. We get not even. I ain't gonna say men because it ain't a men and women thing right now. Because I can name out some things that women have done too. We like to say, like, oh no, it's the men that get jealous. Oh no, I know some stories of some girls that did some messed up stuff too, to some guys. But it's just like we're so possessive and we get so jealous with these relationships. Like a lot of people say, oh, you can't get a woman or you can't get a man and all that. It's like, man, when you actually get one, that's when the real work begins. y'all at the
Right.
surface, y'all and see, Callie, you know this. They at the surface level of this thing, Callie. They don't know the fight that you're gonna have to go through in your marriage and just the fight to keep together and to make it bigger than yourself. Y'all just at the starting line. And even Nitish know because Nitish did this for 30 years.
24.
24 years. He did that thing, and it's like, oh, that's when the real work begins. Y'all talking about getting a woman? Shit, try keeping one.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Try
the real
keeping
work.
in.
Yeah. Try keeping the man. Try keeping them coming home every night, raising them children with you.
Man,
That's the tough
that's
part.
when them secrets. That's when keeping them secrets a secret. That's when the grandma was drinking her life away because she wanted to wash away all the secrets she knew about her husband just to keep him coming home to his kids.
Oh, okay. So let me respond to that because we got to do the gender war, right? So that's why Granddaddy had to get drunk before he even got in the house because he know this one was about to start nagging at him.
Mm-hmm.
All the sins he already done and all the what she ain't gonna let it go. But he not
But
finna
guess
leave that
what? Them
marriage.
kids didn't hear them arguing
Nope.
No.
unless they was walking past the door.
Hey, Nitish, you remember how quiet Granddaddy was?
Yeah.
Granddaddy was quiet as hell, boy.
He said in that
So
shit
what we're
without
saying
saying a
is,
word.
we're saying
Oh,
the son.
Sherelle, since you back, can you cut off when you was like you was trying to tell Nitish something? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. I was trying to say like, when it comes to the us situation, we need to realize like this is a battle between who good and who evil, and you got to realize that some people are good, some people are evil, and some people that are evil are your family and people that you love.
I'm gonna
But
say wait, I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm gonna say there are lesser sins. Every fucking body is evil.
I don't think everybody's evil.
No, yeah.
I think everybody has has energy that is dark, and they feed that dark energy. I feel like everybody has light, and they can feed their light energy, and they can have it. But I honestly don't feel like people are evil because I feel like evil comes with awareness. You can make bad decisions, and you have no understanding on why what you're doing bad why it makes you feel good. Because some things that you do that's horrible can still give you joy and bring you joy. And some things like sugar and cocaine gives you the same dopamine rush in your brain. So something, you know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, I feel like to truly be evil, you have to be aware. And I feel like to truly be a good person, you have to be aware that you can do evil things, and you have to make a conscious decision to not
And I'm gonna
do it.
respond.
And
Go ahead.
That's how Anakin Skywalker
that was
felt.
yeah.
Anakin
That's
Darth
how
Vader.
that's why I ended it at.
Okay. So my response to that is this: you're a good person. You're trying your best to be good. You're consciously trying to be good, but you have somehow connected yourself with a person that's purely evil. He didn't cheat once. He didn't cheat twice. He's a cheater. He's not appreciative of you. He doesn't care that you made multiple sacrifices where you could have lost your life and brought life into this world. He just does you
Why
this
you
kind of way.
speaking on me and
And
my
you
ex
get
relationship?
what you say?
But see, that's
That's
another.
just that was
But
my
see,
relationship.
but
You
see,
just
I don't.
said everything I went through.
But see, hold on. Night, see, this is one thing I don't like. I
But
don't.
this is also the
I
thing.
don't like us
But that's the
labeling
point of what
cheaters
I'm
as
making,
evil.
right? Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
like us
think that a
labeling
person that
cheaters as
cheats
evil.
is evil.
Yeah, that's
No,
not
no, no,
evil.
no.
But this is another thing though, because this is what I'm saying. This is why I don't think good people should be fucking nice. Because you're right. We're losing the battle of good and evil because good people they're so fixated on being good and being nice that they continuously let evil people win.
Yes.
Kids come into
So
this
what
world
is their
innocent.
response? So what is their response?
Niggas need to start chopping your head off at the
Let me say
water.
this. Let me
People
let
need to
me let me
build their
say this.
awareness and realize that you
Okay,
cannot be
okay,
dealing with
okay.
evil people.
Okay. Let me tell you some of the responses though. This good person decide I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna plan it out. And I'm not finna just, let him fuck me. I'm finna let him make love. We finna make love. I'm finna make this the most beautiful. I'm not gonna leave though. I still got all these kids by this cheating piece of shit, whatever, and I'm gonna stay with him. But when I cheat, that's why they say when women cheat is way worse. Because this is not like to him, he just fucking anything. This person here, though, went and made love, flowers and champagne and fancy date and fancy dress. And I'm finna blow this man's mind and then leave him and go back to this piece of shit I've been with. Is that nice? Is she a good person still?
But see, Nitish, I wouldn't say that's evil. I would say that's more nature.
It's
That right
not
there.
evil. She
No.
finna crush this man that she just finna blow his mind
Wait,
and
wait,
go
wait,
back
wait.
to the
This is
man she
Saturday
been
show.
with.
This is Saturday show. This is Saturday show. This is Saturday show. Save it.
Oh yeah, because
Save
real no,
it.
I get into
Nightish,
it.
pull up to the Saturday show. It's gonna be epic. But we're gonna break that shit down. Cause these fucking people are evil. Gonna break it down. Break it down. I like where you coming. I like where you coming. You're gonna have some good pushback and some good points. I like that. Come to the Saturday show at the Fight Club, y'all. Spread the word. Yeah, we're gonna do it big. Saturday. To show 'em about good and evil. So
Saturday
let's get back to
afternoon.
this time. Yeah, after Fight Club. So around like noon, yeah.
So you,
Okay.
you just don't want me and Nitish to go too far down this road.
Yeah, don't go too far down this road. I need y'all to save all the fireworks for the Saturday show because I got a good rollout.
Yeah.
They get
At
my
least
little
at
clips
least on the
together.
good and evil part, but in terms of the family thing, um, you know,
Well, I got another topic we could talk about a good one. Because of course there was a situation happened with me on Daryl's channel or whatever, and I was saying, and I would like the women to go first, and I know that a lot of stuff that I say is not necessarily pro woman or woman leaning or whatever, but I said that basically the government should stop incentivizing bad behavior. I feel like if you do not have children in a certain manner, in a certain way, if we're supposed to be pushing a nuclear family, that people shouldn't just, if they don't want to work, they shouldn't be able to just consistently live off the government and have kids and do all of this extra stuff and abuse it. They're selling food stamps, so all of this should come up, or they should have like it should be parameters around it, because I feel like if it was more consequences for these things, that it wouldn't happen as often or whatever. And I do honestly feel like men should have to at least, I said, marry the woman or put it in writing that he wants the obligation of a child before he is ordered to pay child support. And to back that up, it was just the understanding that as a woman, I know, as a woman, me, Sherelle, I know that if I get pregnant, I can go to Planned Parenthood and get rid of my kid. I know that if I don't believe in that, I can drop my baby off at a firehouse. I can also do an open or a closed adoption. And at any given point, even if I wanted to keep that baby until it was 3 or 4, that I didn't feel like I wanted to be a parent, I could give up my rights and let that child become a ward of the state with no consequences or repercussions at all. I could just give up my obligations fully and not be penalized for it at all. So if I can be leaning toward women and understanding that, maybe you would, which I don't get me wrong, I think everybody should be responsible with their sexual reproductive system, because your kids are the future. Like, and kids are innocent, and you should be protecting them and putting them in a world that you can nurture their light, so it wouldn't be so many evil motherfuckers walking around. But the fact that we do have the ability to do that, I feel like it should be understandable that just because a man nutted than a woman doesn't necessarily mean that he's ready to be a parent or he's ready to be responsible for a kid. Because if people can sign up and go get all of these deletions so much because they're not ready, even though they're doing the do, then you gotta. Why is there no understanding for the man that even if he's doing a do and being irresponsible, that he may not be ready to take care of a child financially, mentally, spiritually, whatever reason? Why doesn't he have no way out of that situation? And the women can go first.
Just off GP, I don't like it. I don't like it. Just my first thought is nah. I think that um overall, I don't think that's the situation for enough people to try and go ahead and implement that.
You done?
Oh yeah, I'm done.
So you said so much. Okay, so far as the government, I agree that it shouldn't be so easy for people to accept government assistance and living off government assistance and just sitting on their ass, where you have people who work so hard and when they fall short, they can't even get a little help. Just for some, we got Section 8, for example. You got these people who've been on Section 8 for almost 20 some years. And then you got these young people who struggling to make ends meet. And they can't get Section 8 because it's so hard for them to get it. But I feel like it's a time limit where people should get cut off for that shit. Far as kids go, me personally, I don't believe in abortions and shit. So, and I love kids, so I really ain't gonna speak on that. But yeah, the government type shit, like I feel like if it's gonna be any type of help, it should be help when you really need it, not when you just cause you can cheat the system and get that shit. I think it should be handed to people who really fall short and really need it. It should be a way to really work and get that shit. When it comes to fathers, you got them who that I don't believe in child support like that because I feel like I could take care of my daughter on my own. I ain't gonna force nobody to be in her life that don't want to be there. You feel me? So, and it's something like in China where they can't have a certain amount of kids, and if you know you can't, you ain't in a space to take care of them, don't have them. Don't have them.
Well,
So
see, what China's problem is they reverse that because they don't have enough of the younger population to
population.
take care of the older ones. So they got rid of that, and they over there struggling with that
Oh, see, I didn't
now,
know that.
whatever.
I just knew like it was a certain amount of people. Certain amount of
Yeah,
kids you can have.
they did that, and they paying for it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
but just putting kids
but
in the system, I don't believe in that.
my thing is this though, like for people who really need it, what does that income threshold look like? Because it's already pretty low for you to be able to even qualify for the assistance in the first place.
I'm saying like you work hard. Okay, so I'm gonna say you got jobs, right? Don't make it so easy where people can say, "Fuck it, I ain't gonna go get no job. I'ma just live off government assistance." I feel like if you fall short, like you really need, like, say you get sick and you can't work at the time, there's a government assist. It gotta be some type of structure, because the shit that they got right now ain't no, it's fucked up, because people really like sitting on their ass receiving this shit, and then you got people who working hard for it, working hard and can't, trying to make ends meet, but at the same time they need a little nudge, but can't get that little nudge because they say either saying they make it too much or some shit like that. Like they make it hard. They make it hard for hardworking people to get the assistance.
Yeah,
Where
I totally feel you on that.
you
I
get me?
totally feel you on that piece of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's like they need some kind of step down or whatever. I mean, well, not step down, but step up. Because the moment you make just enough over the threshold, they snatch the rug out from under you before you even,
yeah,
even get your footing good. You know what I'm saying? So, if you weigh the pros and the cons, the pro would be just not to work. But I don't necessarily know. I think a step up program or step down program would be better, instead of just cutting them off outright like how we do now. But it's still the majority of people who are on assistance do work. It's just the type of work and the education that they have is not enough to garner more income.
Ready to get in there, Big Mufasa?
Oh, and that child support stuff, a lot of that child support is because the woman is on assistance. It's not so much that she's going down there and filing or whatever like that, because um, this was a while ago, but when I
So,
applied for Medicaid and everything, because my job didn't offer health insurance, my husband is self-employed. They, it was cool for my first and my second child. By the time it got to my third, they wanted his information because they wanted him to go ahead and pay for the, for the Medicaid. They was gonna go after him
yeah.
for it. So I was like,
And they force you to do the shit.
yeah, I had to be a hoe in the office. I was like, I don't know who the daddy is. I don't know. I'm not married. Nope. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? You end up having to lie in order to try
So
and,
see, you gotta lie to get the shit, and that's not cool. Like if it's
hmm
gonna, people fall short in life, and I, I'm an open person. Like I got sick and wasn't able to go to work, all that, so I had to try to get some assistance, and they made it so hard for me. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. Y'all got me trying to apply for all of this, and I'm being honest. I'm being honest as hell, and I got denied for everything.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
knew
like, if
better.
I
I was
didn't
like,
need your help, I'm like, if I
I
was
don't,
able to work, I wouldn't need your help. You got to be able to work. You got to be able to. You got to be working in order to get the help. And I'm like, if I'm
yeah,
working, I don't need your help because I'm working my ass off to make ends meet for myself.
yeah. I didn't even bother with the stamps or none of that. I did get WIC though, because they don't go after the, the other parent to pay back for the WIC and everything. So I got the WIC and I got the Medicaid. But the only reason why I got the Medicaid is because it's pregnancy Medicaid. So after your 6-week follow-up appointment or whatever like that, you don't have Medicaid no more. You know what I'm saying? The kids get it up
Hmm.
until, I think they got it up until like 5, maybe. They got Medicaid up until they were 5. But it was a little
I
gap
feel
in there
like
before I
having
got my
government
job now.
assistance.
Yeah,
I
like
feel like
before I
having
got my job now and what I had
uh-huh.
before, since they didn't offer, no healthcare coverage, what you
Hmm.
gonna call it? We had to live, we had to try to live life undefeated, and we like just go. I was so happy that they opened up them minute clinics up in CVS. You know what I'm saying? To try to go ahead and get them something, because they had like a
Yeah.
program, like if you were just above the threshold, they had a program called Peach Care for Kids, and you can go ahead and pay a premium, right? but I made too much for Medicaid, but I didn't make enough to qualify for the Peach Care for Kids.
Wow.
Okay, so you can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know if Big Mufasa ever came back yet. But I think my question was more of, do y'all think it's fair that women have so many options to avoid the responsibility of having a child, or
No,
if
it's
they
not fair.
don't avoid it, or if they and they get the assistance, but like a man is just he just has no choice. He has his choice is basically sex. Don't have sex. But a woman can have that same sex and get pregnant and then have so many other choices.
I don't think it's fair.
Like should he have an option to, and I guess like in this space they call it like a financial abortion or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
where he could just
I feel like
sign over his rights and just be like, you know what, like, nah, I met you at the club, I picked you up in the club, like I didn't mean to nut in you,
give
but
all rights to the woman.
right, because you know what I think, because a lot of times I don't think it's like girls with the brand new babies, but if a girl is like already on Section 8 and she has like 3 kids, if she gets pregnant by a random man, she's gonna have that baby.
Yep.
Yeah, because
And I'm gonna just use
a
me.
lady told me when I was a little girl, like she was like, every 4 years you have another kid because Medicaid cuts you off after year 4.
Oh
You
wow,
don't get
no,
the
I don't know
full
nothing about
you don't
that.
get the full benefits and stuff like that or whatever like you would as until up until your baby is 4 or whatever. And then she's telling me how long you can get the WIC and everything. So every 4 years she's having a new baby.
Oh hell no. So I'm gonna use me as an example. I don't believe in abortions. So my daughter's dad was like, we shouldn't have had this baby because we not financially stable right now. Give us, give us time, we'll get it together. But I told him like, hey, look, I don't believe in abortions. Well, so you dumb. You dumb as hell. You gonna bring a baby in the world and you not, all together. I'm like, well, I can take care of it. I was working at the time, so I felt like I can do it on my own, and I've been doing it on my own. So with him saying no, it was up to me. So I beat him down? Oh, you don't take care of your baby? No, because I made that choice to have my daughter. So I don't, look, even though they say, if 2 parents, he should be able to help you take care of her. I don't beat him down for it because why? It was my choice to have her. When he said out his mouth he wasn't ready because he wasn't able to take care of her. So yeah, I feel like they should give something to the fathers, for these fathers who don't want the kid, who not ready to have a kid. If he say, hey, get on all those rights to that parent. Cause I even now, like I tell my daughter's dad, like, sign your rights over. I've been taking care of her for all these years. Sign your rights over and I'll take care of my daughter. You won't have to worry. You don't worry. Because why? I make sure she's good. Even though I make sure y'all have a connection, but I make sure she's good. I don't call you, begging you for nothing, asking you for nothing. I tell you how her school day is going, and I tell you if she want to talk to you. Other than that, she all my responsibility because I remember that day you told me you didn't want to, you wasn't ready because you wasn't financially ready, and we needed to get it together. But a lot of people will argue against that and say, hey, well, he knew what he was doing when he laid down and nutted in you. It take 2. And again, a man gonna tell you if they ready or not.
Yeah.
And he
But
told
that's
me
my
he
thing. But
wasn't ready.
when it's time for your friend to go down, and we're gonna say deletions because I think the A word kind of triggers the algorithm. So when it's time for your friend to go down and get a deletion at Planned Parenthood, are you telling her you laid down and you made that decision, so don't do this, or are you letting her know it's your body, it's your choice? When it's time
I'm
for them
gonna
to give
tell
up their
them
kids
like
for,
it's up to you. I'm gonna tell because again, I don't believe in it. So
But at
I'm
least
gonna
you're fair
tell.
across the board. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying is that if I can't deprive everybody of a choice, then I want everybody to actually have the damn choice then.
right, right.
Yeah.
I agree with you because again, if people call me dumb, you need to put him on child support. He ain't helping you. Again, I made that decision. He told me he didn't want her, and I made the choice to have her. So I'm not beating him down, telling him to take care of her. Yes, I make sure they have a relationship, but other than that, she's all mine.
I don't think that the government should go after the guy or whatever like that if the woman is receiving assistance. But I don't think that the assistance should be cut off from the child, from the government. You know what I mean?
Give these men a choice too. Let them get some type of government assistance on helping them, you know, with the situation. And it's up to the girl to get that done. If she feel like she can't, then hey, give them some type of rights to say, look, I'm out. I write their name, sign they John Hancock saying, I I don't want no parts.
Right, but I was saying like in those kind of situations or whatever, with the government assistance, I don't think that the government should be going after the father.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can
Mhm.
hear you.
Okay. So
Mm.
get women to be more responsible with having kids. To where they're
Mm-hmm.
having kids and they're not needing to depend on the system. Like why should everybody in the system or the system have to take care of you and your irresponsibility? Like you
Right.
being irresponsible. And I can see if it happens one. Okay, if it happens once, then you get assistance. Three, baby four,
Five,
got a 6 bedroom voucher,
10,
you're getting $2,000 worth of food stamps. When does it end? How do we get them to stop?
baby. It's people out here with 10 kids. I'd be like,
I got
whoa,
2 sisters with 10 kids. 2 of them.
they be happy around tax time.
Very happy.
Around tax
Indeed. But
time.
Talking about
yeah.
I'm living on that. And then people hate when you talk about Section 8. Like, look, you got the same opportunities I got. Go get a job. Go to school. Take up something. Get a job. Work your ass off and make that money. And if you fall short and need the help, then you go get it. But y'all make it hard for people who work their ass off, and when they fall short, they can't get no assistance because y'all dogging it out.
No, they can still get it. The most of the waste comes from the actual vendors because they know they're going to get paid by the government. So it's most of the fraud and the abuse comes from the people that supply the services as opposed to the people that are receiving it. It just needs to be cleaned up from top to bottom all the way around. And I really believe in that step down program to keep the rug from being snatched up underneath the people that are actually trying. But I just can't, I just have this mental block where I just can't cut off the kids from being assisted because it's not their fault. Because even if you give up the kid or whatever, give it to the ward of the state, it's still reliant on the taxpayers to go ahead and subsidize that child. They still got to pay for the child, whether they paying a foster parent or they paying the group home or what have you. still gonna pay.
Okay, it's a man in the chat that said, let's hold on, let me go back to his comment. He said a man shouldn't be able to sign his rights over.
I believe he should.
Why should a woman bear the burden of a child alone? It took two to make a baby. I agree with that. He should only be able to sign the rights over to a man that is the husband of the BM. A man should not be able to sign over his responsibility to a child. I disagree.
I mean,
Men should be more disciplined. The woman you choose to make a child with is one of the most important decisions in your life. Yeah, but okay, so and I like to refer to myself than other people. So, again, it do take two, and if a person is not ready, they shouldn't be forced to take on that responsibility. Like I said, I don't believe in offing no baby, so I'm not gonna do that. And that's why I take full responsibility of my daughter, because he made it clear that he wasn't ready. And I'm not forcing him to do anything he's not ready for. And I do a damn good job with taking care of my daughter. Yes, a child need a father in their life, but at the same time, if they not ready to, put up that to help you with that child, then I don't think it should be forced.
Yeah, it takes two to make a child, but only one person gets to pull the trigger on giving birth. And we got, we do have different options if we want to go ahead and opt out.
Yeah.
I think that was the message that I was just clearly trying to convey or whatever. Like I could understand that. Like same way I can understand, like, okay, honestly I can't, because I'm a careful person and I live my life the way I live my life. So I'm like, I do not understand how people are doing this. I know that you cannot just shake somebody's hand and get pregnant. You are like having sex unprotected and being nutted, and like I don't know why you motherfuckers be acting like it's an accident. Like, nah, you are putting
You going out, Sherelle?
your juice in the goose. Am I back?
Yeah, you back.
Am I back? Okay, I'm just saying, like, you're putting the juice in the goose and you're letting out golden eggs, and that's what's going on. Like, these people be acting like the stork dropped it off.
A lot of people don't know what a cycle is neither. And that's unfortunate as well.
Now, when it comes to these children, these underloved for children, these undercared for children, they parents probably maybe getting assistance, but it ain't benefiting them. We all got a girl that sell all her food stamps every year. We know her. Every month she's selling all her food stamps, so we know she ain't feeding her kids. We know she don't treat them well. She ain't really too focused on what the children got going on. Like, we always talk about how the foster care system is so messed up or whatever, but the fact that the kids ended up in the foster care system is probably because the place that they came from was just as messed up or worse. So, like, what do y'all feel like is a better option for these kids, and should there be harsher consequences for the parents? Like, if a mother decides to put her child in foster care, should she have to pay child support?
Okay, so let me answer him real quick because he just responded and he said if he wasn't ready, he should have strapped up. That's true, but at the same time, accidents happen. A rubber can break at any time, So we can't say that 100% a condom works 100%. Hold people accountable not based on what they say, but based on what they really do. Um, I'm pretty sure, like you know, he like I said, he got 2 kids before my daughter, and he has no problem with taking care. He had no problem with taking care of them. But when it came to me, he wasn't ready. He wasn't financially ready to have another child. And I was working, but not making too much money. But I was making enough to be able to sex equal possible child. Yeah,
I commend you
yeah.
for that though, because I'm very pragmatic on that. So where it's like, if I had a child, I know I would have to look at the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario,
Mhm.
I have to do all this shit myself, and I'm not
Yeah.
expecting my parents or the government or anybody else to bail me out. Would I want that man to be liable for the child? Only if this is what he wanted. I mean, he
Right.
married me, we planned this child, or he was in writing, whatever. He wanted this child, this contract that he wanted this child. Yes, I feel like men who contractually wanted children should be responsible for them. Even if they put them
Mhm.
motherfuckers in foster care, I think, yeah, you should have to pay child support and do whatever you can to support those kids. And that money maybe should have to
Yeah.
go into a college fund or something like that. I feel like any parent that like was both male and female, like when you should be responsible for your kids.
Yeah.
You should. And
And
if you
then
don't want to be responsible for your kids, that shit should be a crime.
yeah, and that's what
Like
I was about
I'm
to say.
whole.
So back to the other question you asked, okay, so I like to use myself as an example. My mom had 9 kids and she gave us away. Now, should she have, I feel like she should have consequences for that because you birthed all of us. And then you wait till your last 2 children to decide to let a man, you know, tell you, oh, I don't want you. You can't bring your other kids to my house. I only want the kids that's mine. I feel like she should have did half of some years in prison or get some type of punishment. If you're gonna give up your kids, cause you birthed them, and when you before you birthed them, you knew you had a choice to take care of them or dismiss them. And when you made that decision to birth them, now that's your responsibility to take care of them.
Hmm.
Nobody told you to cheat on their dad who was taking care of them. So I feel like, yeah, they should have a punishment.
I think the punishment is your choice being taken away from you, depending on what state you live in, before you even know that you're pregnant.
It shouldn't even be a choice to give them to the system. You
Girl, I
took
think these
you.
bitches should get sterilized. I have a cousin who had 8 kids. You know why she had 8 kids? Because she beat her 5 kids, the first 5 kids, so fucking bad that the judge had to remove the kids from the home. And she told the judge, the more you
Oh
take my
wow.
kids, the more I'm going to have them.
Yeah, that's wild. I just feel like, I mean, I'm solidly pro-choice, um, but I'm pro-choice up until like 12 weeks or whatever. But my thing is that just me personally, I couldn't imagine bringing a child into the world without the father wanting them there as well. You know what I mean? I I
Mhm.
I, I can't relate to bringing a child into the world and the dad don't want to be there. But like I said, I'm pro-choice. up until 12 weeks. You know, after 12 weeks, medical necessity, and that's it. But yeah, but that's coming from a pro-choice perspective, of course. I just couldn't. I
And
couldn't
if
do
I
it.
and I feel like if it went against my beliefs and the man was telling me no, that would be like a very hard position for me to be in because, for one, like I grew up with a single father, so I do not know understand the life of a single mother. I don't have a single mother bone in my body, so that would be extremely hard for me to do in the first place. And so I
And I
think
and I
I
agree.
would probably go for an open adoption and have one of the strong men in my family adopt my child so that my child will have a father figure and a mother figure, and I would be a strong auntie, second mom situation or whatever. But that would probably like be very much worst case scenario because I don't necessarily know if even if I'm pro-choice for other people because they don't really have nothing to do with me. I'm pro-life for myself
Yeah.
or whatever, right? So I especially because I'm big on holding myself accountable. I will always blame myself for everything. What could I have done better? You're telling me that a
Right.
child doesn't get to live in the world because of a mistake that I made? Because I wanted to be irresponsible. Somebody doesn't deserve to live. Who the fuck do I think I am?
Right.
Maybe this is the lesson that I need to learn to be responsible. So I need to bust my ass to make sure that I'm the best mom that I could be to this child. But
And
with all
and
of
I
that
agree
in my
with you.
mind and me thinking of that on a consistent basis allows me to know that, you know what, I probably shouldn't even be having sex with no man that I don't want to have a kid with. And that's just is what it is. And that would make life very much simpler for me. And to be honest, if I'm not ready to have kids, I probably should just not even be having sex. And that makes life very simple for me. Now I understand that majority of people won't make those decisions, but a majority of people will not have those results that I'm yielding.
Yeah.
I just don't want people to keep on making whatever decisions they want to make, yielding bad results, and then hoping, and then basically everybody else gets to bail you out or help you out. Especially when I literally feel like a sister should go to married couples. I really think it's bullshit that just because you think people are married that they're all of a sudden fucking rich. They're not. Young married couples building families, they need food stamps too. They need Section 8 too. They need shit too. And
Well,
because
they
a
can get
woman
it.
decided to do it, barely.
Yeah, it's all about the income threshold.
Yeah, because like my sister, she can't get shit.
Yeah, they I don't they need to raise the income threshold. You shouldn't have to be, that much dirt poor for you to even qualify for a teeny amount of them little government breadcrumbs. That's why I always said I was single. I'm single. I don't know who the daddy is. I'm he's some nigga. He's some nigga. I don't know. I'm from California. I came out here and got caught up.
Yeah, a lot of people do that too. So you know what they don't know who the daddy is.
hmm But that's the only way. And then you know what's even worse is
Yeah, but that's
that
the thing. That means
And
they literally wouldn't help you if you knew who he was. If they knew who he
oh,
was.
they
You see
would
what I'm
help,
saying?
but they would also go after him. But he's,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like it would be kind of counterproductive because then you
they'll put
taking
him
money
on child
out of the house
support.
because he's here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they'll put
Hmm.
him on child support. But you won't
Hmm
be receiving the child support. They'll take it because they giving you
Right. They getting
assistance.
their money back.
Yeah.
Cold part is that look, this is how effed up the system is, right? So I think my middle child was 6 months old. I just found out that I was pregnant with my third. and I had just got this job. They offer benefits, right? And I just found out that I was pregnant, like right after my little, your 90-day probationary period is over with, and I applied for, the health insurance for the company. I had one doctor's appointment, and they rejected it somehow or another. The employer did not turn in my application in a reasonable amount of time. So my pregnancy was a pre-existing condition and was not covered. So I went right on down there to Medicaid and was like, yeah, I don't have coverage. I don't know who the daddy is. Yada, yada, yada. Shit is wild. Because my
Yeah.
pregnancy test came back, and it was days before my benefits got approved.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's they
And it's probably
still
even the
making it
state by
hard.
state or whatever, but it's like I know, like, man, when y'all two together and you don't want them on child support, they like really not trying to come up off that assistance. So it just seems like
They
they're incentivizing the bad behavior to me.
In a way, yeah. And I certainly didn't add to the statistics. I mean, I did add to the statistics, but not in a positive way.
Like I said,
Statistics
I'm an
wise, or
honest
whatever
person,
like
so
that,
when I
depending on
had
what
to
you
try
look
to
like.
get
I'm a single
assistance,
mother of three. You know what I'm
you
saying?
know, I don't, my dad, he took care of me until him and my mom. Well, when he broke up, because he was with my mom, and then my mom started cheating, and they broke apart. But he was still taking care of us. And he had a mental breakdown when his mom passed away. So we lost track of him when my mom decided to give us away. So with me, I have it in me to have a two home, to raise my baby with her father in her life. But again, it's me who, not gonna beat somebody down and force them to take care of my baby. Like again, I made that decision to have her. So it's like I'm gonna work my ass off to make sure she got everything she needs. And they make it so hard because they take taxes, you know, how trying to get you somewhere to live is so expensive. Everything is expensive. So you need that little help, and when you try to get that little help from the government, they make it so freaking hard. So freaking hard.
Yeah, system need a revamp, top to bottom. What that looks like all the way from top to bottom, I don't know. But I think that people will be less inclined to focus on the people receiving the benefits if they actually knew how much fraud and waste is in the people that provide the services. The private entities that the government subsidizes to be able to provide these services to people. If they just really knew how much fraud and waste was in that, I think the focus would be there, and then clean that up, and then there'd be more assistance available for others, and people wouldn't be
Okay.
so
I asked about the kids. Like, what do we do for the kids? The foster care system is bad. Living with their parents is bad. What do we like? What solution do y'all have for those kids that are under love, under nurtured, under cared for? Because I know like a lot of times we're just like, well, let's just give the woman assistance because it's going to benefit the kids. But I've honestly seen women get assistance and their assistance still not benefit their kids. They're not fostering, still not fostering a good environment, which is a lot of sometimes what foster parents do, right? They're getting government
Hmm.
assistance and getting paid to foster the kids, and then they're putting the kids through more trauma and abuse. So it's like these women, a
They
lot of
don't even
times, I
do
just feel like
better
they're
to
not
go.
deserving of the assistance. So if we really care about the kids, we don't give their abuser or their neglector more assistance. We actually have to somehow find a way or a new system or build a new system for these
And,
kids. I have
and
like
you
an
know what?
idea, but what do y'all think?
I was gonna say, put them into. I mean, get a organization going where you put them into this group home, but then again, they get abused in there too.
Yeah, I used
So
to counsel kids in group homes and stuff, and not all of them were bad. You just go ahead and put that out there. Not all of them were bad, but there was enough for us to be out there to counsel them kids. It's just I don't think there's any other solution outside of like a group home
no,
situation.
it ain't. Cause even putting them in there, I was gonna say, build a group home, put them in there, set them up to where the government assistance is going to them, and their money is being put to the side for them.
Yes.
But when they graduate out of school, then they had it, and then you get how you put them in housing, and you set them up for
The
college,
the crazy thing
set them
is,
up for success.
it's not even
But
200,000 of them, right? It's not even 200,000 kids in the foster. It's a little bit over 100,000 for its kids in the foster care system in a country where we have over 350 million people. So the crazy thing is that, yeah, like what's so wrong with having an independent living center for these kids where
hmm
they're on a consistent basis going to counseling, where there's open areas and there is no there are like, do you understand, like the first guy I ever dated had a son, and because we both worked, uh we had to put his son in daycare. He was
hmm
in a 24-hour daycare. We had an app on the phone. That daycare had a camera from every angle so we could see everything he did,
and see, that's what I like.
right? So why can't we put them in living centers where there's cameras? Why can't we have
Yeah,
rules where no kids are allowed to be alone with adults in closed areas ever? Why can't we
I
have another
agree.
place that's monitoring these cameras 24/7 so nobody's trying to be slick? Why can't we have
Right.
these children in extensive counseling, learning financial literacy, having access to clean clothes, food, water, to be taught different things like this? If we have the money just to give away to their crackhead mamas who gonna sell the fucking food stamps to get fucking high, why aren't we putting that money back into a system so that the children can actually be okay?
And I swear that's been in my head ever since my mama gave us away. The lady who raised us, she was very abusive. We didn't see half of the money they was giving us. And she was getting a large lump sum for all seven of us. So it was like, I would have rather been in a home, a group home, than being with her because she was abusive. And then when we went to the people, they didn't believe us because she manipulated the system because she had a best friend who worked in the system. So it was like it made us out to be a lie. So I said
And
when
then
I get
and then it,
older,
mhm.
I wanted to make a center like that before, kids and, I wanted my center to be like how a house where they able to, and then have a, job for them, set them up with housing and jobs so they could be able to take care of themselves. They save up their money. They learn how to save their money, learn how to get a job, go to school, get some type of college or certificates behind them. I still be thinking about it, but it's like, damn, I gotta. It's just the system, the world
And
itself
even
is like hard.
I don't even necessarily think that foster kids should go to public schools. Like, what's so wrong with going to Montessori? Like, what's so wrong with
Yep.
homeschooling them or creating an environment to at least put them in that because I feel like they need to be in extensive therapy once they've been abused so much by their biological
Yep.
parents that they have to go into a fucking system. The last thing they need to be doing is going to a brand new school with brand new kids who are fucking bullies,
Mm-hmm.
going through their own shit and being picked on and having to fall victim to social fucking constructs in school.
This is
Mm-hmm.
where politics comes into play at because the very funding for that comes from your tax dollars. People want to cut taxes, and when they cut taxes, these type of programs, these type of subsidies for these people to provide these services gets cut as well. And then layer on top of that, the cherry on top are the ones that are not necessarily doing the right thing, but are committing, fraud and waste and getting government money to go ahead and run those type of things
And,
poorly.
I'm not
So
even
that
thinking
just
about
adds to
just the
the
girls
bad
that's on
politics.
Section 8. I'm talking about the fucking billionaire fucking companies like Amazon who's getting government assistance. I'm talking about motherfucking Elon Musk who's getting government assistance. All you niggas
Mm-hmm.
need to be stopped. And then my thing is this also, and we know that there's hothead kids, right? We know one good, one bad kid can spoil the whole bunch. What's her role
Yep.
in military school? We have a whole military. Put them. When my nephew decided to cut up, his dad was killed when he was young. He didn't grow up with a father. And he started giving my sister a hard time. His ass went to military school.
And that's
You
just the
gon'
He
you
ones
don't
gonna
that are
go
need
you
it
gonna
involved.
no
get some
more.
discipline in you.
But see, that's just the people that are involved in the foster care system. I don't know about other states here, but a couple of years ago they ran a story about the Atlanta metro area and how a lot of these kids, like hundreds of kids, they have nowhere to
I
set them
agree
up
with
at.
you, Big Pressure.
They tried to put them in hotels and everything like that, but they had kids literally sleeping in the DFACS offices in different counties around the Atlanta metro area and
Oh wow.
some of the rural states of Georgia because they have nowhere to place these kids.
Yeah, I feel like they should
And
build a
that's what I'm
center
saying.
for
Take one of
those
these
type of
take
kids.
take one of these buildings. Take one of these buildings and create an independent living center for these kids.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
don't even, have and then have it like spaced out so they can, be able to get a breath of fresh air so it won't be all in one building. Like have a building for the housing to teach them how to have responsibilities
Hmm.
and financial, stability, and then have a school, over across the street so they can walk over to the school and, learning responsibilities. Walk over to that school, go to school, learn, do what you need to do, and then go back over to your housing. I mean, it teaches them independency. It teaches them, finance. It teaches them responsibility, and they grow up to, be responsible adults.
it's politics. At the end, at the end of the day, both sides play their part or whatever. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the funding for this stuff like that, it's all politics. That's what's gonna be because on the
And I feel like we can budget for them. If we can budget for Middle Eastern wars, we can budget for them.
Yep.
It's 350
but that's
million of us. It's only 100,000 of them. And then once we fix this system, a lot of these kids need to come out of these homes because I feel like a lot of times people don't report the abuse because they
They
rather
don't.
take the abuse so that they won't have to get separated from their siblings
And like I just said, when me and my
because
siblings,
there is no
we
positive place for
told.
them to go.
well,
We
see that goes
told, but
into the fact
again,
that
when you got friends and shit in the system and they lie for you and they act like they reporting the shit and they go to their office and rip that shit up, like that shit ain't fair either. So it's like we didn't have a chance to really get up out of there unless we ran away. So we
the
was
di-
telling that we was being abused, but the school didn't believe us.
the difference in funding, I think it's that state budgets can't run a deficit, but the federal government can. But these programs and stuff are operated off of state budgets. So, it's all about the state's priorities, which goes back into, politics, unfortunately.
Yep, and the priority is not the kids, even though the kids are literally our future.
Right. Yeah, they campaign on family values and everything like that. But, when it comes down to where the money is broken out to, it's not a priority. It's a good talking point though.
Yeah, a talking point. It's not enough for me. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, even with the situation, like, there's a lot of just different organizations that I give to. I give back. I don't necessarily talk about it in these spaces because, they take every fucking thing as a joke anyway or whatever. But, like, people are always talking about they care about kids, they pro woman and shit like that. And it's like, yeah, until you mad, like,
Yeah.
don't be actually doing nothing. The thing about it is everybody swear they care about babies. Nobody cares about kids. Nobody cares when they're teenagers. Nobody cares when they're young adults. Nobody cares when they're adults.
Oh
Nobody
yeah.
cares.
They have this special segment called Wednesday's Child on the local news here, where they have teenagers. They have a little segment where they try to get, a teenager adopted or something like that, or like, one of these like 9-year-olds or something. Some of the older kids who just they're basically gonna end up staying in the system until they turn 18, and then they're given, a foot in the small of their back, like go out there and beat somebody. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but they really do try and get some of these kids adopted. But it's hard, especially the ones that have mental illness too.
Especially
Yeah.
the ones that have
A
mental
lot of these
illness.
foster kids got mental illnesses because of the shit they go through in these houses and programs.
Hmm.
Are in control. They
What
say
Wayne want to talk about?
Yeah, he got a point there.
Yeah.
Wayne, let me find out you got a nick of sense in your brain. Just a nickel. Just a nick of sense. Don't spend all your change over here. Okay?
But
Don't spend all your change over here.
that's why I try not to politically set Trip too hard. And I always say straight ticket voting is for suckers because both sides play the game. It's just all about what angle you're willing to tolerate and what your priorities are as a voter.
Right, yeah. Going down the damn list, checking Democrat, or checking Republican. Not actually watching any debates, not actually watching anybody's policies, not actually watching any sanctions or trying to get involved or see these people. And who gives a fuck about the president? Because that shit really don't matter. Who is your mayor? Who is your senate? Who is your House of Reps? Like, who are the people that's actually doing shit? Who is your DA? Who's all these people over your school board? Like, you
Yep.
probably need to go be talking to them.
Mm-hmm. You know what is cool though that I saw on the news earlier is that they have to redraw the lines here in Georgia because they gentrified the shit out of the black districts and everything. I think they have to create like 5 more state representatives for the House, and I forgot how many for the state Senate to make that shit fair. And I was like, oh, okay, so yeah, they're trying to fix this jigsaw puzzle that we got over here. That's great, but they have to do what the judge ruled that they fucked it up.
Yeah, like
They
I'm the man who won DA Jason. Jason used to kind of like really be at City Hall all the time, so I got a new Jason. He's like flashy, loud mouth, big mouth, or whatever. But he real popular, or whatever. He wound up like winning DA or whatever. But I really hated it because there was a judge and she was retiring from the bench. But yeah, she was still wanting to run for district attorney or whatever. But district attorney is a higher office. or whatever. But especially since they was like replacing Carosino. But it's like he's not tough on crime in a city that needs to be tough on crime. Like you're not benefiting us because you want to be down. These
Right.
fuckers need to go to jail, and they need to stay there for a long time. For a long time.
But look, they shut down. I can't remember. I don't know if YDC is still open out here, but they cut like the juvenile facilities and everything like that. So and they started going off of the point system here. So that's why a lot of these little Thundercats ain't getting locked up because they ain't got nowhere to lock them up to like that. Like the facilities aren't available like they used to be. And on top of that, they got the point system where you got to have so many
We
different
really got to start building in Wyoming, girl. We got to start building in Wyoming. They need to come build some buildings in Wyoming. Got a lot of space. They need to bust a lot of people to Wyoming.
and then you
Wyoming
lack
had no-
funds. And then on top of that, what put a stain on it was that judge in cahoots with a youth detention facility that was sending them kids up a river so he can get some back pay. He was getting incentivized by the youth detention center.
And that's the crazy that those people have no fucking integrity, yet all of them had to sign a citation of oath of fucking like a. You have to sign a code of ethics.
But the cold
And then
part is
none of them.
that's just one. So we don't know if it's just that one or is it really prevalent like that. Either way, it left a stain on the whole idea of it. And that's when the overcorrection came.
Yeah, that shit is ridiculous. Yeah, but a lot of these places are sold up because they're full of people that just need to die. Like why do we have to we're gonna literally sit here, this man is 45. He got 3 life sentences. And we about to sit here and wait for this nigga to croak out and feed him and pay him and take care of him until he died. Kill this nigga.
And I don't believe in state sanctioned death. But at the same time, from what I remember, and I don't know if this is still true, but from what I remember, it costs more to actually execute them than it is to house them in the prison for the rest of their life.
Why? Shoot him in the head.
The drugs cost a lot that they use
The
to put them to sleep. But then the
That's what I'm
firing
saying.
range.
Why they doing all that?
Well,
Because
the
it's because they
firing
want to
range
do too much.
there is cruel and unusual punishment.
Well, you know what? You know what? I got a perfect idea, right? Let's say we get 100 of them at a time, right? 100 of them at a time. We're gonna make sure that they never gonna see the light of day and that they was guilty. It can't be no reasonable doubt. Couldn't be no pull plick jury. We have to actually be able to see these people do some fucked up shit on camera, know it was them. Because I don't want no innocent people just dying. But some others just deserve to die. And all of them that just deserve to die, we got the proof. They never coming home anyway. We either round them up in the room, right, Callie Bell? And what we're going to do is we're going to plug up a generator, a gas generator. And we're just going to let them go to sleep. That's not cruel and unusual punishment. They're going to die in their sleep.
Carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yup, carbon monoxide poisoning. Gas them up, head them on down, bury them, put them in the ground, burn them. Matter of fact, don't put them in the ground, just burn them. Burn them all. Ash to ashes, dust to dust, put that shit in the Mississippi River somewhere, and then proceed on. And then we'll have more room. America just.
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah, we are. I forgot what show I was watching earlier, but I know Logic was kind of touching on that too, about how we say we promote families and stuff like that, but we don't allow, we don't mandate paternity leave and shit like that or whatever. And yeah, he was kind of touching on that earlier today. I caught it somewhere. I forget.
He was by me. He was by JP. I think he was by Aaron for a little while. He probably was by JP because he came over after he left JP.
Yeah. It's like family values, but after you had this baby, you may or may not have a job, and if you do get maternity leave through your job, then you got to go back to work. You got to go back to work after 6 weeks. And somebody said, I think it was like 3 months if you have FMLA, and I'm like, shit, I didn't. FMLA, unless you got like a hella good job, ain't nobody offering no FMLA. You lucky if you get your job back after you had that baby. Hope your position's still open.
I'm surprised he was fighting for maternity leave. Well, him, he feel like women shouldn't even work.
Well, I think he was talking in comparison to other countries who offer, like a year maternity leave and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like those are real family values. I think Mitt Romney even spoke on it too a couple of years ago, maybe about 2-3 years ago. He was talking about how they, I think they were trying to do the tax code and they wanted to get rid of the earned income credit. And it's like, how are we talking about we promoting families, but you want to, cut down on the earned income credit? That's literally just about extra income that you would get for your children, for people who don't qualify for government assistance or who aren't on government assistance. They're literally just trying to help out regular tax-paying citizens, and you want to, snatch that rug out from underneath people. Of course, they called him a rhino. Yeah, let me go ahead and go to bed. I can't stay up again. I need some rest. But this was definitely a good convo. I really enjoyed myself. I appreciate you having a serious topic, and we can go ahead and just have a conversation and not sit here and debate and try to counterpoint everybody. I think it was really cool.
Okay. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your support. Always, you're my girl. I love you.
You too, Sherelle. Bye-bye, Lynette.
Good night. Thanks for having the conversation.
Always.
And then there was 2, because I'm pretty sure Big Mufasa is knocked out, girl. I rocked
Thanks
out
for
tonight.
having me. I enjoyed the conversation, all of the conversation.
Yeah.
It's good to have a panel where you can come and chill and not have to argue all the time.
Right.
And, just have civilized conversations as adults.
Yeah, I'm damn tired of
So
screaming.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Good topics. I'll be at the next one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do something real nice Saturday. I need to take a nap at this point. But it's
Yeah.
it's like only 1 where I'm at right now. It's only 1 a.m. So 1 like 44.
Peace and blessings.
Right, peace out.
Peace and blessings, y'all. All right, get you some sleep, Sherelle.
All right, but thank you. So that is the conclusion of the late night Joes. We actually had some really pretty decent conversations. I ain't gonna lie, it was lit. Aaron actually dipped out on me and went to sleep, but I held it down on my own. My 20 people that's always here held me down, but we had a good decent 50 people up in here. And like I said, always, I don't know everything I want my channel to be about, but I do like having good conversations where we can actually just have the good conversation. I do think we had some good conversations today. So thanks for everybody that showed up and came out. I appreciate y'all so much. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you was here with me. And I am officially.
Stuck at the bottom, left from me genuinely show. Pray for shit, chose a ride till the gas get the engine blown. Ball like NBA live, but they want me injury prone. I've been wondering lately, what the lost and lessons I experienced through life make or break me. But I see the signs that feel back, but I let them sneak me. When I get to see my kids, that kids are where the devil come take me. When I find out where they hate me, they keep toting this that fitting in gym for with no safety. Be forgiven, nigga, provoke me to kill since he made me. Get to live, get locked up and go through modern day slavery. Before like put me down when you saved me. Don't need it here, maybe. Bit the shit up from the ground. I found a blueprint like Jay-Z. Like crazy, I couldn't make. Downfalls is what made me. The man I am today. Went through a phase to find a way. Niggas don't want you going forward. Try standing in your waist. Like, in my gene, my dude's a hustler. It's in my DNA. Since it's so dope and stolen, I told her, get a CNA. That for you and your little bundle. You gon' make sure stomach straight. Chasing dreams of reaching for nominations at VMA.